Uh, all right. Now that the broadcast has actually started,
Penis!
I'm gonna go ahead and try and start us up like usual. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers of all ages, we're creepy, we're kooky, mysterious, we're spooky, we're all together ooky, and we are back for a special Halloween edition of Gamer Talk with yours truly, Blazing Ace Nelson. Now,
Oh, really?
I was getting ready to say, look here, sucker. Speak for yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. But we've got a bit of a small panel at the start, but still got some pretty dynamite conversation coming up. If you guys are into horror games or anything involving the horror genre, then that's what today and tomorrow afternoon's part 2 stream is going to be all about.
And yes, we are going to talk about Sonic 06, so don't you worry, guys.
Oh my! Well, no. Why are we talking about Sonic the Hedgehog right now?
Well,
we're talking about horror, so why not?
It's horror.
You know what? You got a point. I can't even argue.
Wow.
Exactly. You can't argue with the fact that Sonic the Hedgehog fans are kind of scary.
Oh yes, very much so.
But anyways, for those of you just joining in, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my two panelists, my two partners in crime, so to speak. Starting on the far left of the stream lineup, we have the horse face killer himself. Wait, do you still have the horse mask on?
I do not have the horse mascot, no.
Go put it on for just a couple seconds to show the people.
Yeah, sure. Let me go get it. No, how about you introduce OmniCloud first before I do anything?
All right. Well, y'all just heard who he is, but the man OmniCloud V7 once again, the one of the good guys of gaming, as I like to call him.
What's good? Let's get this stream cracking, people.
And once our other cohort comes back, you will see the face of terror.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh.
Warning, if I wear this mask, I'm going to be doing SJW hate speech throughout most of this.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
No, I'm not talking like an SJW. I'm just going to make fun of them constantly with it.
All right, and yeah, we got some folks in the stream right now. Tim Riggs, Nine Ball, Prelicid. What's up, fellas?
Yeah, come to the stream. So basically, my horse head mask is basically talk about how inferior the SJW race is.
Jesus.
I told you when I had the horse head mask on, I'm not PC. I told you, I feel a little hoarse today.
Sweet Jesus, here we go again.
But those teeth, though.
I know they're pearly white. I know. I have to brush every day.
Yo, that's Mr. Ed endorsing Colgate.
Yo, my man's been chewing on bricks, though.
I'm not your man, buddy.
No, he's not your man. He's your horse.
You got a point.
Hey, don't take away my agency, motherfucker.
All right, but like Omni said earlier, let's go ahead and get this stream cracking.
Okay, what's the first topic? I understand that we're talking about Sonic at one point.
Oh, maybe that might come up, but actually, just to cover a little bit of Gamergate related news for. Hold on a second, because we might actually have one more special guest.
If you actually, let me guess, is it Oliver Campbell?
Oh, I wish. I don't know if he's busy right now. I haven't heard anything back from him yet.
Can you really blame him, considering the fact that he's actually about to go on to the David Pakman show and basically fuck shit up?
Yeah, that's actually part of the news I wanted to bring up. Freaking Mr. Ed endorses Colgate after Colgate drops God for advertising.
That's right. I also eat a healthy feed bag full of Kellogg's cornflakes.
Delicious.
But on Monday, for those of you that have been keeping track, on Monday on the David Pakman show, Oliver Campbell is going to be on to talk about Gamergate. And I mean, I'm not sure if you've seen anything from him on Twitter, but this is definitely a dude to watch, definitely a dude to follow.
What's the name of the channel?
Well, actually, yeah, just look up Oliver B. Campbell on Twitter.
Okay.
Yes, we have Oliver Campbell coming in. And Oliver Campbell is always an amazing man, especially when he comes into my streams. No, I don't wear the horse head mask every time I have a stream.
And no, we don't always talk about Shrek every time he has a stream either.
That was one time that happened, and I'm really sorry that happened. God, you're tearing me apart.
Yo, what happens in Farquad stays in Farquad, right?
Word.
Oh, how's my face? Is it aligned?
Yeah, it's looking pretty horse. But to try and get to the actual topics that I had in mind. First off, I just want to not only go to the stream but also go to you guys. What would be your most memorable the game that has the most. Okay, let's try this again. Off the top of your head, easily the most memorable horror genre game that you've played. Doesn't matter what generation. It could be old school, current gen. Hell, it might even be the top for next gen right now.
I'm going to start off by actually saying I'm going to talk about a propaganda game.
Oh, boy.
I want to talk about Legend of Zelda, that series. That shows that basically the humans and elves can own horses.
Man, how come I knew you was gonna say something about horses?
I am a horse, goddammit! You are telling me that basically horses are being oppressed in video games. They're being
Oh no.
You're ruining my agency.
What do you mean horses are being oppressed enough in video games? I mean, well, look at Dynasty Warriors.
Okay.
True that.
Just look up red hair.
I can't. I actually can't really because the fact that because somebody can send me the link because the horse head mask. I'm freaking got a character for this.
Oh, right.
It's also a fish to type with the horse head mask on.
I'll just go ahead and bring up the. I'll just go ahead and bring up the Google Images page so that way we could put it in the stream chat for you.
Okay, thank you very much. But yeah,
Hold on.
horses are being oppressed. I mean, I could give you plenty examples of it.
Okay, let's try that again. Copy and paste.
Is it in the chat? Okay, it's in the chat. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see if
Now-
it's basically.
Now take note. This horse. This nightmare.
This is oppression.
Yo,
Oh,
I would not mess with that horse at all.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry for basically the horse propaganda, but basically this is fuck. And now my headphones came off.
Lubu is the man.
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
No worries.
Now you can breathe.
Oh yeah, right,
Oxygen, sweet oxygen.
right.
But yeah, actually, just to let you guys know really quick, I was actually talking to Socks to try and see if she might be able to come on, but it's already 6 a.m. over in Australia and she needs sleep.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm just kind of curious. I heard wasn't Main Event supposed to come onto this?
I tried to invite him, but my guess is he's pretty busy too. I mean, between trying to get ready for that Extra Life tournament coming up, and just largely taking a break from YouTube.
I don't fucking blame him. All this shit's been getting kind of screwy lately.
Screwy. That's one way to put it.
Yeah. A lot of immaturity going on. But yeah, most memorable moment for Scary Game definitely would have to go to House of the Dead 2. The re-release on the Xbox, the original Xbox. Me and a buddy of mine put in insane amount of hours on that game. We would stay up all night just playing that game. And we had the light guns that came with it. And we almost caught seizures playing that game because for anyone who doesn't know, when you play that game, when you shoot something, the screen flashes white. And we stayed up till like 3 a.m. in the morning one night just going through House of the Dead 2. Crazy. But we had so much fun.
I'm trying to imagine just staying up and again just all that flashing. Yeah, that would probably do me in too.
Yeah, like dude, we were so delirious after we got done playing that game. We were like, all right, man. Yeah, we had enough of this. Let's go to bed. We didn't go to bed. Who could go to bed after that?
I'm pretty sure not, man. But okay, now that you're not so hoarse, what about you, Chris?
What the hell is that?
Nothing.
What I wanted to say, we're actually really going to talk about horror games. I want to actually talk about a specific moment that happened in the Fatal Frame series.
Now, go for it.
Now, I'm just going to say this right now. Fatal Frame 1 was the best games. I don't give a shit about 2. 2, I was not quite particularly a fan of. I love the fact that you had 2 characters to play with simultaneously, but it felt more realistic with 1 because it felt like pure Japanese survival horror. Well, one of the moments I'm talking about is that when you fight the female research assistant, when you see her body come up from the water wheel in the garden, you don't like that's like the first time I actually threw the controller. Moments like that are in fact hard to come by.
No doubt. For me, I would have to say, holy shit. Well, I've had a few holy shit moments in some games. In particular, oh my goodness. Well, playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Word.
Yo, that fight with Beelzebub. Ugh, just thinking about it still makes my skin crawl. I mean, you're rolling through it and you're just like, yeah, I'm Alucard. I'm the shit. And then you see this giant swirling mass of body parts. And it's coming at you. And you're just like, what the hell, man? This Dracula dude is sick. Sick, I tell you.
Indeed. What got me most about that game was the upside down castle. That pissed me off.
Well, they had to pad the game out some way.
Well, I mean, there's already quite a bit of content in the game anyway, and so like you think you're getting close to the end, and then all of a sudden, no, upside down castle, and now you have this whole other castle that you have to traverse, and mind you, it's not like a simple like flip, like let's say like if you were playing Mario Kart and you were going through like mirror mode or something like that. No, it was like going through a whole new castle. So for the most part, so annoying, so annoying.
Actually, that was one of my favorite parts of it. You know, actually like getting to the upside down castle, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, what does this place looks? It's like, okay, because my first time playing through Symphony of the Night, I didn't even know about unlocking the inverse castle yet. So I was just playing through it, you know, just trying to play as well as I could. And then next thing I know, I get teleported, and I'm like, huh, this place looks kind of interesting. How come all these places have some of the same location names? Wait a minute.
Right?
And I just like cocked my head to the side like, huh? What? And then literally like turned myself upside down on the couch while I was playing this, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
They really did that.
But not just the fact that it was actually a little bit more difficult, especially with a lot of the monsters that were showing up there too, but a lot of the items that you got were a lot better as well. And just again, seeing a game so simplistically constructed as Symphony of the Night, with so much in it. I mean, it's no wonder that game was genre defining actually. Oh, and taking a look over.
Definitely, considering Metroid also helped with that style of game as well.
Yeah,
Super
Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, taking a quick look over at the stream chat real fast, and yes, memorable.
Before you move on to the other time, I was getting ready to say, yeah, I feel you on Beelzebub though. He is really annoying. You go into the room and he's just hanging there, you know, chilling out.
Yeah.
And all these maggots flying all over the place. Yeah, it's pretty nasty stuff.
But yeah, taking a look at the stream chat real quick. Yes, Mr. Riggs, Doom does count.
Yeah.
And let's see. From Prelucid, scary horror, Silent Hill, absolutely. But one other really good horror themed PlayStation game that I think I should bring up, Parasite Eve.
It's been so long since I've played Parasite Eve. And I've only played the first one, unfortunately. I haven't played the second one or Third Birthday. And I hear Third Birthday is terrible.
Well, just that scene that first scene near the beginning where you see that rat being transformed. Holy! You want a moment where you throw the controller? That was it for me. I'm just like, oh look, New York sewers. Oh look, it's a rat. Oh my! I straight screamed like Homer Simpson.
You go into your parents' room crying. This game that you bought me for Christmas, I don't want it anymore.
Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Yeah, Parasite Eve was dope, man. I gotta go back and play that game again. It's been a while.
Oh, apparently if the video's cutting out for you guys on the YouTube chat, just refresh the page. But let's see what else.
I have a bit of Gamergate news that I want to basically get out right now. Ralph Retort is right now has been compromised, so if it appears that he's refollowing you again, it's mainly because somebody fucked with his account. Just to
Yeah,
let everyone know.
yeah, same happened with a couple others actually. I mean, hell, Daniel Vavra's been suspended. So yeah, let's see. Daniel Vavra's been suspended. Someone tried to target Jagos too. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, this whole entire Gamergate
You're back, guys.
situation
Get
is-
the horse head mask on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
this-
got trick-or-treaters outside his place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this whole entire Gamergate situation seems to be getting really out of hand.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought my mic cut out for a second.
Nah, just trying to gather my thoughts on this whole thing.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, just so many people getting shut down via, you know, spam reporting bots. It really is getting to the point where a lot of people that actually support Gamergate, or a lot of people that still support Gamergate, are taking. It's like the whole thing is just escalating.
Yeah, and the sad part is that they're taking a lot of misconceptions and just running with it. Gamergate is supposed to be about ethics and journalism, but yet they've taken it and turned it into a feminism debate. Excuse me. So I mean, it's just really a sad situation.
And while gender equality and gender politics in gaming and in the game industry it's a valid conversation to have. It really is.
Oh yeah.
But when the type of collusion and cronyism that's been exposed in journalism in general, when people start speaking up about that kind of thing, you know, that's when apparently we must have rustled so many jimmies
Yeah.
that they're just trying to they're basically trying to nuke an anthill.
Are you serious? Oh, holy crap! Okay, you know this. For the record, this is the last Gamergate topic that we're going to talk about, folks. I'm sorry that I brought it up, but I have to say this. The Comedy Central, the Comedy Central comment section for the Anita Sarkeesian interview has turned off its comments.
Of course they did. Of course. I mean, look at Anita's channel. She turns her comments off all the time. People only turn their comment section off when they know they're pushing an agenda, or when they know that what they're saying is not true. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I actually saw some of the comments that were screen capped before the comment section was closed, and yeah, there were a lot of people, a lot of women in the comments that just weren't having it.
Yeah, they were probably getting destroyed, and so do away with the comment section. We don't want people to know the truth, so yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. And when Anita does another video, the comments will be disabled on those too.
Because a lot of people just ain't having it.
Mm-mm.
And the thing is, the media in general just doesn't know how to respond to it.
Yeah, like my man Timothy Riggs just said in the chat, those people don't want to have a conversation. They want to own the conversation. He's exactly right.
I mean, hell, again, going back to David Pakman, he's actually been going around Twitter, asking for prominent voices who are against Gamergate to say, hey, come on the show. Let's talk. Let's hash this out. Let's get more voices out there so that way we can find a middle ground and actually have some dialogue.
Mm.
And all he's been getting are no's. Case in point, Ben Kuchera and Steven Totillo.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand why people don't want to sit down and talk about it. It seems like the only people that do want to sit down and talk about it are the ones that are actually for what Gamergate was intended to be about.
Well, this is the thing about this, is that we're willing to talk means that we have nothing to fucking hide. We're willing to actually tell the people what we've been for. If we've done something wrong, we get called to task, and basically we will call and we will explain ourselves. However, this is the funny thing about this, is that they're like the only way that they'll be willing to actually have a conversation is if basically they control most of the panel as like a majority of the guests that are on there. Think of the NPR thing that happened with when Milo versus like 3 other people that were against Gamergate.
That's just unfair, flat out.
Mm-mm.
I mean, hell, even with... And then there's the whole thing, not only with HuffPost Live when Brianna Wu was on, and not even Eric Kane, let alone Hot Wheels, got anywhere close to the amount of speaking time that she did.
Mm. Mm-mm.
But there's that, and also when Christina Hoff Sommers was on with Ronan Farrow on MSNBC.
Mm.
Like,
How did that even go?
Okay.
With the MSNBC thing?
Yeah.
2 minutes. That's all she got.
Really?
Yeah. For comparison, excuse me. For comparison, when Matt Bender and Brianna Wu were on, that was a full like 15, 20-minute segment.
Wow.
But with Christina Sommers, she was initially the segment was supposed to be 5 minutes long, and 3 of those minutes was apparently trying to force focus more onto the currently irrelevant Zoe Quinn. So she literally only got, like, again, like Chris said, 2 minutes of 2 minutes of talk time.
Mm. Wow. That sounds incredibly one-sided. That sounds similar to I didn't get to see the actual interview with Gaming Anarchist and Angela Hart, but that sounds similar to what happened with those guys. Like I heard that Gaming Anarchist kept getting cut off, and Angela only got to speak for like a couple seconds or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Or at least that's I'm saying I'm not exactly sure how it went because I didn't get to see it and I couldn't find the interview. But from what I was reading from the tweets, because they were posting their tweets about what happened afterwards, it sounded like they weren't getting much airtime.
And again, just going back to just taking a look at what's going on with Twitter with the mass spam reportings, and again, it's not even that It's harassers being mass reported. It's participants, period.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is Nine Ball talking about in the chat? Somebody about consensual sex being rape.
Oh, that. I think that right there was going back to, like, going back to, who was it? Was it Macintosh that said that, or
Yeah.
Oh,
something
okay.
similar to that?
Hey guys, do me a favor. Give me a link so I can actually follow along the chat with you guys.
Oh, sorry about that. Hold up.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Because I posted the link on Twitter when I was trying to shill for the stream earlier. But there you go. Oh, and speaking of, okay, yeah, that's right. It wasn't Macintosh. It was
Matt
yeah.
Binder. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I didn't see that video, but yo, if he said that, that's wild.
Jesus, here we were supposed to be talking about fun stuff, but
Okay,
Twitter's
well, I got
Yeah, man, forget all that. Let's get on the fun stuff. Let's go.
I was about to say, motherfuckers. Basically, I have a conversation that we may actually be able to enjoy.
Oh?
Yes, I do in fact have one. My dad can handle the trick or treater somehow, and I'm not putting the goddamn force in mascot. Handle it. I'm handling something on here. You take care of it. Sorry, everyone. Favorite monster when it comes to a horror game. I will go first. Red Clawed Zombie.
Oh. Favorite monster, huh?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
The Red Claw Zombie from Resident Evil Remake. They are deadly. They are vicious. They're Gamergate. Going back to the previous conversation.
Nah, I don't know. I gotta say, my favorite monster, I'd say my favorite monster from a horror game, it would have to be, well, it would be a toss-up between Raziel from Legacy of Kain, and yeah, I would technically count him as a monster. It would have to be him, and I would say John Talbane from Darkstalkers.
Ooh. Yo, John Talbane was a beast. That was one of my main characters in that game.
There's nothing says awesome like a werewolf with Bruce Lee moves.
I know, right? So can this monster be from any game?
Yeah, any.
Oh my goodness, that just made the question a lot harder for me to answer.
Well, I mean, we're still trying to stick with the horror genre at least.
Oh well, if we're gonna talk about the horror genre, then I have one word: stores.
Oh, yo, that tyrant.
Oh, Nemesis.
No, Nemesis.
Nemesis is one of the most dangerous creatures I've ever fought against, and the only creature that basically said, "Oh God, not now."
Yes, dude just comes out of nowhere. Like, I remember just walking down the stairs, and he busts through the window, and I'm like, "What the heck is that?"
Actually, what you call it? Oh, Nine Ball and Timothy Riggs were talking about it a little bit earlier on the chat. You know, just how friggin', just literally that first time when Tyrant just busts through the wall, just, yo.
Man, I swear. And if I'm not mistaken, in Resident Evil 3, Nemesis, where he would spawn was randomized.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean he just comes out of nowhere just to ruin your entire evening. And see, when the first time I played the game, I had no idea that he would come through doors after you. And so when he did that, I just took off running. I was screaming while playing the game. No, no, no! Please don't kill me! Please don't kill me!
I actually have.
Wait! I got punched in the back of the head and blasted with a rocket launcher. I was so mad because I had not saved either. I didn't. I didn't use
Capcom 3.
before it happened, I was like, man, I better use this save ribbon or this ink ribbon to save my game, so just in case something happens. And I was like, nah, man, I'm a boss. I got this. So I continue on, and then that happened to me. I was so furious, so furious. So much salt.
Yo, no shame in that. Oh man, but that's one of the big things. That's one of the big things I like about at least the first 3 Resident Evils. And
I have to correct you on something because Resident Evil Code Veronica actually had its fair share of monsters as well that were in fact dangerous.
Yeah.
If we're really going to talk about the concept of the most dangerous monsters when it comes to the Resident Evil series, might I suggest just Alexia altogether? Ooh. Alexia was one of the great, Alexia, she was the first female, first dangerous female character throughout the series. She basically, she would have succeeded if that Deus Ex Machina was not magically placed in front of that, in front of where the boss battle was.
Oh yeah, you have a
the linear launcher.
Point. But excuse me. But yeah, again, just like the earlier generation Resident Evil games, 1, 2, 3, Code Veronica, the remake, and RE0. The thing that I love so much about those games is how they do the scares, how they do the jump scares, and it works. I mean, when you're going through the mansion that first time, and then the dog just like crashes.
Man, look, I was getting ready to say, don't you dare mention Fido.
Yo, Fido was legit though.
Man, I know this is cliche, but the moment that got me the most about Resident Evil, I was young at the time, so when I saw this, it freaked me out. I turned the game off. You know when you go in that room and that zombie is just having a feast party on that one kid?
Uh-huh.
And he turns around and looks at the camera, but the way he does it, he's looking at you sideways. At that moment, I was like, yo, I don't want nothing to do with this kid. I'm turning the game off. Yo, I was so freaked out. But, you know, my brother came home that evening, and he got on it, and we both started playing together. And I had a blast in that game, especially with all the cheesy voice acting.
Yeah. Dude, that was one of the things that made, like, most PS1 and PS2 era games great, especially the early stuff. Just the cheesy-ass voice acting. I mean...
The cheesiest.
I mean, it's almost like you're playing through a more serious version of The Evil Dead or Army of Darkness. Or at least it's supposed to be more serious, but not so much.
Nineball says in the chat, RE4 was good because Leon. Yeah, Leon was a beast in RE4, no doubt.
I preferred Ada.
I was just getting ready to say I preferred Ada though, but Leon was a beast.
I mean, as much as I like Leon, for me, I don't know what it is, but there was just something about Krauser that just made the game for me.
Yeah, Krauser's dope.
And just remember who killed him really quick. Who killed them with ease.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barry, where's Barry? I don't know.
Oh God. Oh God, you had to bring up Night Trap, didn't you? Really, Riggs? Really?
I never played Night Trap.
I only played like I only remember playing like a little bit of it, but I remember it most just because of just all the controversy around it. I mean
Mhm.
that I mean aside from that being one of the first I think that was actually one of like the first survival horror games that actually had like the digitized graphics and everything as far as like you know digitally rendering like photography like how Mortal Kombat did.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
God,
Prelucid mentioned Eternal Darkness as well. I never actually played that
yes.
game, but like some of the character designs kind of put me in the mind of what was it? Medieval. If
You know,
y'all ever
it.
played that on the PS1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Medieval was so much fun.
Yes. I played
Uh,
the
it,
crap out of that game growing up.
Eternal Darkness on the GameCube, though. If you, I still say that is probably one. That is my go-to game if I want to like play something that just gives you that feeling of psychological horror.
Oh,
Like
really?
if you want something that'll really fuck with your mind, Eternal Darkness is it.
I've got to go back and play that.
I mean, let's see if I can find some of the more just darkness. Let's just say really, really, there are some really, really messed up things that could happen in that game. And the thing is, over the course of the game, as you're playing, one of the things that you have to keep an eye out on is your sanity meter. And the more of the monsters and the more of the really intense out of supernatural situations that you encounter, the lower that meter gets. It's kind of like a stress meter, right?
Uh huh.
But like the lower it gets, the more the more freaky shit starts happening.
Wow, that sounds so appealing right now.
I mean, hold on, let me see if this is the one. Oh my god, this is it. 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 I am going to put this link not only in the group chat, but also in the stream chat so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to watch it mainly because I'm going to play Eternal Darkness this year. So I'm not gonna touch it. However, I am going to shift the conversation from Eternal Darkness to another game series that I am massively in love with, the Silent Hill series. Something we knew was coming.
Yeah, that's actually part of the reason why I was trying to get Katie to join in as well.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that because, unfortunately, and please do not kick me out of the chat, but I never played Silent Hill.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, I suck.
Well, no, it's fine because
Yep, he just passed out of disbelief.
No, I'm
No,
still trying to get this link. There we go. I was having trouble formatting the link so I could actually post it in the stream chat.
Gotcha.
But I am going to post the link up here in the group chat as well. Chris, you don't have to worry about clicking on it since I know you're going to be playing it, so you don't have to spoil it for yourself. But Omni, take a look and prepare to have your mind blown.
Will do.
Like this video is titled "Worst Sanity Effect Ever" for a reason.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm gonna mute my mic so there's no reverb. I don't want to. Never mind. It's only 17 seconds, so I'm sure we'll be all right till that's over.
It's 17 seconds worth of oh my god, why?
Why is my computer being funny? Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? What? Yo, I would be going off. Yo, I would be going off so hard.
Yes. Yo, I remember the first time that happened to me. I was crying like a fucking baby.
Dude.
There was just it was over. It was over.
Dude, good game. Good game, Eternal Darkness. Good game. Yeah, because that would have got me. I'd have been pissed. No way, man. You don't mess with people like that, dude. It's bad enough we got Hideo Kojima running around doing stuff like that in Metal Gear Solid 2. When you're just running around playing and all of a sudden, it says fission meld, but you think it's the game over screen and you're like, wait a minute, what happened? I just have full health. Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I have to play that game.
Yes, you do.
I have to now.
And also, Chris, since you mentioned medieval, let's get on the topic of action.
We didn't even touch Silent Hill, fucker.
Yes, Nineball, I'm sorry, man. I haven't played Silent Hill. I know I suck.
We didn't touch Silent Hill either, motherfucker. What the hell, man? You turn it back to Eternal Darkness.
Okay, well
because I'm actually I may have not as much as Katie, but I'm actually pretty good with Silent Hill.
Yeah, man, I need to hear this, man, because I got to play Silent Hill, man.
So what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's see. Aside from memorable Pyramid Head moments, which I would imagine are plenty.
I also want to talk about the Boogeyman.
Oh God, you had to remind me. Oh.
Boogeyman is probably one of my all-time favorite enemies.
I mean, just the entire series in general, and especially 1, 2, and 3. Now, I'm going to say this right now. I haven't gone hands-on with Silent Hill as much, but most of my experience with Silent Hill comes from actually watching my friend play it back when I would, spend weekends over at his place. And man, I would have some fucked up nightmares thanks to Silent Hill. Just there would be no words for it. We'd be sitting up late nights, like till 4, 5 o'clock the next morning, just chugging away at 2-liter bottles of Sunkist and Pepsi while playing Silent Hill.
Yo, Sunkist, you're talking my language.
And then when we finally passed out from the sugar crash, oh no, that's when shit would go down.
Yeah, speaking of Pyramid Head, I am familiar with that character. According to my girlfriend, there was one Halloween where it was pretty foggy out, and some dude in her neighborhood dressed up as Pyramid Head, and apparently he was very tall, like the character is, and he just walked slowly through the street, dragging a sword behind him.
Oh, hell no.
I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. I wish I could have got the chance to see that. I'm not sure if she got pictures of him. I'll have to ask her, and if I find them, I'll post them up. Or if she has them, I'll have her to post them up on Facebook so you can see them. But yeah, man, that sounds pretty dope.
Well, I mean, the concept of the thing about Pyramid Head is just that it's like he's the most fucked up of the whole entire Silent Hill creatures. I don't give a shit about the one in Origins. The Origins was just a knockoff. I actually like Pyramid Head to me he wasn't as scary as the boogeyman was. The boogeyman is basically anything that you feared the most in anything involving anything in the world. It's just that people like if you want to turn into different people, basically that's when that's the boogeyman will appear. I just think that the concept of having your worst fears come to you is some of the greatest, like, is one of the greatest things Silent Hill's ever done.
No, without question.
What's up, Mello?
Yeah, just saw the melodramatic join the stream.
Yeah, I'm not trying to detour the conversation from Silent Hill, but Prelucid brought up a great point. Imagine what happened in Eternal Darkness. Imagine having the impulse to reset and reload your save file just to be pissed off that it didn't delete itself.
Actually, that happened.
They gotcha.
Yep.
That's great.
That did happen, and then when I saw that I had to start over from the beginning, and I was just like, no, this can't be. And then I got to that point again, and I'm just like, I want to do it, but I don't. But god damn it! It was literally after that. Well.
Oh, so it did actually delete it? It wasn't a joke.
No, it was a joke. It doesn't delete it.
Oh, okay.
It's just I still wound up like trying to reload, and I thought I had to play from the beginning again, but my homie Mickey, who was chilling with me at the time, he's like, dude, you know you didn't have to start over, right? Go back to the title screen. Look for your file. I'm like, you're kidding, right? Right?
That's crazy.
I was so mad. So mad.
Yo, I'd be so pissed. But yeah, man, back on the Silent Hill, man. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's just that it's like I'm dealing with some shit on my end as well. So, oh God. No, it's fine. Well, what I can tell you is that I actually dealt with probably the best troll moment when I played Silent Hill Downpour. And I swear, I did not expect this to happen. So you get done with this, like the diner area in the game, and you get to the staircase where you're constantly going up and up. You're thinking, hey, wait a minute, is this going to stop at any time? Oh, come on, why is the staircase going up? After like 5 minutes of going to the staircase, I actually thought about something. I dropped my pan that I was using as a weapon. I actually went, I started going, and then I see the pan there. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. I had to turn around and see the door was right behind me the whole time.
Yo,
I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed.
See, that's one of the great things about survival horror games. All the early ones actually had some of these like amazing gimmicks to just troll the hell out of players.
Yeah, games don't really do that nowadays. Like you have the occasional game that like breaks the fourth wall every now and then, but like nothing like that.
Nothing like Eternal Darkness, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Or Metal Gear for that matter. Or Matter, excuse me. I can't speak today for some reason. Goodness.
But what you call it? Actually, moving on to moving forward with the conversation, at least. Again, Chris, when you mentioned Medieval earlier, that actually got me thinking about like some of my favorite action horror games. And again, that would count not only Medieval, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and
I hate to do this. However, I'm going to actually leave for a few minutes, and I'm going to come back. Could we save this until later on? Because I actually would like to talk about a specific game series called Nightmare Creatures.
Oh my God, I have Nightmare. I'm actually looking over at my case right now, and I have Nightmare Creatures 2 sitting in there.
Okay, so I'm going to come back in a few minutes and basically talk about this because basically I'm going to talk about something about the recent attacks on the Twitter profiles. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've actually heard that it's supposed to be like a third party thing.
Yeah. I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Okay.
Right.
All right.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Okay, so action horror, we'll hold off on that for a little bit. But again, with mention of Symphony of the Night and kind of with Legacy of Kain, this also this also brings to mind some of my favorite RPG horror games.
Yes.
Okay, really quickly, just checking out the whew, checking out the stream chat. Yeah, the ending to Silent Hill 2. Ooh, that's that is definitely one that'll just have you that that'll have you tearing up. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Pre-Lucid just mentioned. He says, speaking of Silent Hill, I haven't had the nerve to try PT. He said I totally went full casual and watched the
Yo,
and Riggs responded with they want to be more accessible for to casual gamers and whatnot. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a trend that's going to continue in this day and age. Unfortunately.
but again, as I was mentioning earlier, though, just like we need more ideas. We need more stories being told in the game industry. But the barrier for entry, as far as development or design, it's steep. And
Yeah.
even when you try to go independent, even when you try to, use some of the tools that are out there, like Mugen or like RPG Maker VX Ace, it's rough. It is insanely rough going.
Yeah. Yeah, like you were mentioning horror RPGs. Disgaea, fantastic.
Yeah, this guy is amazing. Just this guy is one of the this guy is one of those games that just you want to play it, but you can't really take it so seriously just because of how hilarious it gets.
Yeah, I was gonna say the dialogue in that game will will make you laugh. It will. If it doesn't, man, you're stiff. Like you have to be. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's probably gonna run into this video like, this guy 3 never made me laugh. Guess I'm a stiff. But yeah, man, that game's great. There's so much content in that game too.
But also, and yeah, I know you've been waiting for me to bring this up.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Hearts. Holy cow. I I cannot I cannot sing the praises of that series enough.
Probably one of the most underrated RPGs ever. One of them, at least.
Yeah, if we're talking about like good underrated RPGs, the three that come right to mind are Shadow Hearts, Resonance of Fate, and Rogue Galaxy.
Yeah, I've heard quite a bit about Resonance of Fate. I haven't played it, so I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, we'll probably be talking a lot about RPGs on one of the later episodes of Gamer Chat.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's a conversation that needs having. Not just most memorable RPGs, but like going in depth into the meta, like combat systems, Easter eggs, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
But whew, Hold on a second, checking the.
All right.
Yeah, I'll just take a look at the conversation about getting in, and yeah, nowadays it is a good deal easier for indie games as opposed to as opposed to how it used to be, and hell, even running a broadcast. That's true. I'd say I'd say the big thing as far as like really getting into the industry, like whether it's trying to make your way through the proper channels or trying to break in, through the independent scene, a lot of it isn't even, a lot of it isn't even really due to the time that it takes so much as a lot of the money that could be involved.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely a lot easier to get in. What I don't understand is like, for instance, companies like Capcom, like you have these guys like Megaphil X who love their product so much that they're willing to put together a small team to make a fan game. And for anyone who hasn't played Mega Man Unlimited, please go download this game right now.
I still need to do that actually. Is
Go get it now. It is amazing. It's harder than usual than your average Mega Man game, but it is absolutely fantastic. Like
is this classic Blue Bomber based or X?
no, it's classic.
Okay.
The way the controls are like nearly identical to the classic variations. Like it's spot on. I've got people calling me.
Oh boy.
I'll answer him in a second. Yeah, the controls are pretty much perfect. Like it feels just like classic Mega Man, so there's not like spottiness to the controls at all. The way the mechanics feel, it's just fantastic, and the music in the game. Some people may disagree with me, but I think it rivals Mega Man 2 soundtrack. Like the music is just that good. It's a really, really well put together game. And so I say all that to say this. Like you have Capcom and then you have people like Megaphil X and his team who did what they did. Why doesn't Capcom give them a job? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me.
It's pretty much like what happened with the team that was working on, well, the teams, I should say, that were working on the various Chrono Trigger projects, like Chrono Break, Chrono Resurrection, and Chrono Trigger Crimson Echoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, word started getting out that these teams were actually working on these projects and actually trying to keep these franchises alive and in the public consciousness, and Square Enix just like sends out their fleet of lawyers like the Wicked Witch sending out them flying monkeys. Just nope, cease and desist.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Like you could bring in. You talking about you want to make money? You could bring in a lot more money if you hire these guys on to put out the game. I mean, it would benefit you, but I don't know. I don't get it.
But anyway, back to RPGs and such. Hold on, that sounds like. Okay, I thought that sounded like someone actually coming back.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Shadow Hearts.
Okay, for starters, the music in those games is. I mean, there are games with good music and games with, not. Well, I would say not so good, like standalone music.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow Hearts more often than Shadow Hearts more often than not actually counts in the not so good standalone music, except for like some songs when you get to the really big moments.
Mm.
But what's in those games is really, it's good for keeping you invested. It's good for keeping the atmosphere up. And
I agree.
And the atmosphere of the Shadow Hearts series, just that alternate history World War I and World War II setting, it made for so many interesting stories and so many interesting ways to bring in historical figures like Rasputin and
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Or Roger Bacon, excuse me.
I was about to say his name was Roger, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
And as far as player characters go, Yuri is definitely one of my favorite protagonists.
Definitely.
Bar none.
And his cousin Kurando.
Yeah,
I mean, when you find out that like that's your cousin and he's a harmonizer too, mind blown. Like he never left my team.
Oh no. I mean, pretty much. I remember like one of my main teams in Shadow Hearts 2 was Yuri, Kurando, and oh my god, Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin's theme was hilarious because, and the thing I love the most about Joaquin, okay, buying weapons and equipment sometimes can get annoying, especially if you frequent new areas often.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about Joaquin is you don't have to buy him any weapons. You could just find them lying around.
Like that giant-ass stuffed fish?
Yes. And the most hilarious thing about it is the song that plays, which is his theme. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about funny, man. I died laughing because the characters are talking to him like, dude, don't take that. That belongs to somebody. You gotta take it.
What are you doing, man? Yeah, and when he transformed into the Grand Papillon.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
The Grand Papillon. And the bat.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I didn't care for about the bat was that it didn't have a lot of...
Yeah, go ahead. Just Joaquin as a character, a flamboyant vampire pro wrestler. Who else would come up with some shit like this?
I don't like. It's the stuff of champions, man. Like I'm so upset that Final Fantasy X destroyed this game, dude. Like more people, anybody in the chat, if you have not played Shadow Hearts Covenant, or From the New World, look. Forget trying to start at the beginning. Just get one of these games, please, and play it. You're doing yourself a huge disservice by not playing this game. Man, speaking of Joaquin, I mean, like I mentioned in one of the other streams, like the most memorable moment in that game for me was going to go get the Great Question mask from his master. You have to climb that tower.
Oh my gosh.
It's so bad, but it was hilarious. Oh man.
I think I might actually stop playing through Rogue Galaxy and start up Shadow Hearts Covenant again.
I don't blame you. My PS. Yeah, go ahead.
Especially since the combat system for that, the Judgment Ring system was so unique and so involved. Yes,
Shadow Hearts Covenant is gaming at its core. Timing and things of that nature, man. Hand-eye coordination and timing. That's what it's all about, man.
Yep. And for those of you asking in the stream, like Tim, you'll find all three of the Shadow Hearts games on the PS2. Whether or not any of them are actually on like the PSN store for PS3 or PS4 yet, I am not entirely sure.
They're not on there yet. Trust me, I've been checking because my PS2 is dead, and I've been dying to play through those games again.
Oh. But definitely, if you have any mom and pop game stores in the area, if you want to go on Amazon or eBay for to find these for a decent price, take a look. These between the storytelling, the characters, and the actual gameplay itself, this is a series that isn't to be passed up.
Hey, look, if you're anything like me, you know that, and you're a huge, if you're anything like me and you're a huge RPG fan, you know that this past generation has been the worst for RPGs. So I know you're dying to play a great RPG. Get on Amazon. Shadow Hearts, the first title is around $32. $32.35. Shadow Hearts Covenant is $26.25. And you can get From the New World for about $20. Go get them. Go get them. Especially if you work. Look, take $100 out of your paycheck and go get these games, man. You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, and also if you want to actually get the complete story for Shadow Hearts, then you'll also want to look in the used section for Kodelka on the original PlayStation. You'll find that for like $25 maybe. But we already mentioned like one of the big spoilers that connects Shadow Hearts and Kodelka, in one of the previous streams.
Yeah,
I don't want to mention it here. If you're planning on playing the games, I don't want to mention it here and spoil it for you, but it all makes sense. It will all make sense.
Yeah, I didn't even know that Kodelka was the prequel to Shadow Hearts until you mentioned it in your last stream. And I've never played the game before, so I definitely got to go back and play that because I love Shadow Hearts, and I didn't get to finish the third game, and so I still got to get that. So, hopefully.
I think I still have my copy of From the New World, so I can try to complete that.
Yeah, I definitely got to beat that game because the first two games are absolutely phenomenal. And speaking of the music. Yo, that, what was it? The World Map theme?
Yeah.
Son, that's a classic.
And yeah, just for anyone wanting to play Kodelka, that one is actually more of the classic turn-based style where you actually pick your actions, and then the battlefield is set up on a grid, so that way once you actually make your choice, you select the target points on the grid. It almost plays like a turn-based variant of Final Fantasy Tactics in a way, because you actually can select, movement. You can actually
that's dope.
your actions.
Yeah, that's dope. Yo, I gotta play that game. Yeah, so if anybody was wondering, like what we were talking about earlier about the Judgment Ring system, okay, that's pretty much how you carry out any of your attacks. You have the basic spiel, you have your attacks, you have your magic attacks, and then if you have harmonizers in your party like Yuri or Kurando, they can transform into other monsters. Okay, so how the Judgment Ring system works is you have this when you pick it, like let's say a regular attack. Okay, and let's say you only have like a 3-hit combo you can do. Okay, this ring is going to pop up on the screen, and then it has 3 orange areas on that ring. And then within those orange areas, you have a smaller red area. That's the area you want to hit in the Judgment Ring. And if you can time it right, you can do critical damage. Really dope system. Really, and so fun. So fun.
Yeah, and as you go through the game, you can actually earn, I forget whether or not this is available in the first one, but I know that in Shadow Hearts 2, as you go through the game and as you level up your characters, you can expand their target spaces, so that way you have a greater chance to actually succeed.
Yeah, it's in both games.
And you can expand the critical areas as well.
Right.
But I I think it was.
Yeah, and for bad kids, if you're not, maybe I should stop using that term. Okay, let me put it like this, since you guys are new to this. All right, if you have trouble with the Judgment Ring system, there are accessories you can buy that will do the Judgment Ring itself, but you miss out on all the bonuses. So gotta choose if you want to just get by through the game by the skin of your teeth, or practice the ring and get all the benefits for it. So
it's kind of like easy auto mode on something like X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Right.
But I remember I think it was Shadow Hearts 2, where you can actually get like different judgment rings themselves that you could equip.
Yes.
Which automatically came with different bonuses for your characters, in addition to like different arrangements of the target areas.
Yes. And I want to play Shadow Hearts. I'm so upset. Such a dope game.
Yeah, definitely. Please pick this up.
And people need to learn it. People need to take a hint, man. Stop releasing these new IPs around established AAA games, man. You will get destroyed.
There's just an extensive library of so much good shit that can be revitalized, and in doing so, let's say not only are you revitalizing the RPG market by bringing out like HD re-releases of stuff like Xenosaga or Shadow Hearts or Skies of Arcadia, perhaps. But while these are being re-released, this could give developers and designers, this could give them more time to really actually focus on their craft and to work on new IPs and to work on something that could be truly amazing.
Right.
But the market itself is just, it's getting stale.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially for RPGs, man. Everyone wants to do the real-time action thing now, and for me, and I guess maybe it's because I grew up on turn-based RPGs and things of that nature. I feel like it sort of takes away the imagination of it all.
Well, I think, again, just going back to an earlier conversation, one of the best combinations of, like the more ATB style combat system and turn basing.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best examples of it I've seen was actually in Final Fantasy X-2.
Yeah, that or Chrono Trigger.
Exactly, just like live on the spot placement of characters and enemies, and excuse me, and really having to think on the fly. I mean, and also again, Rogue Galaxy. Well, Rogue Galaxy is more, more live action based, stuff like that, and Star Ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but,
Star Ocean as well. Yeah.
But with Rogue Galaxy, basically, let's say you're actually running around town, but there are actually going to be locations. I mean, pretty much in town, you can actually come into random monster encounters as well, and it doesn't go to like a separate instanced screen.
Yeah, just like in Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, you pretty much stay on that map. The monsters show up, and there are actually items that show up as well that you can actually use as part of your strategy. Oh, and another really good another really good non-turn-based RPG as far as the combat system was just mentioned in the chat. Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, Legend of Dragoon is absolutely one of my favorite RPGs of all time.
All right. Everything okay on your end, Chris?
No, it's not, but I came in.
Well, whatever's going on, I hope things actually wind up getting resolved pretty quickly.
Oh no, it's not. It won't. It won't. This. Let's just say this. Somebody who I talk to frequently, I think it's maybe the friendship and our partner, our professional partnership will be over soon.
Ouch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is not about me.
Well, let's get once again back to what we're here for in the first place. Damn good horror-themed video games, right?
Yes, sir.
And since you're back, we'll go ahead and get onto the topic of action horror games, like the two PS1 classics we were talking about earlier, Medieval and Nightmare Creatures. I mean, if you're still up for it.
Yeah. What's up? Let's see. I'm gonna first basically bring up the fact that Medieval. It was the first one was a lot of fun. The first one was a lot of fun. I think the only stage I hated was the village stage, where you couldn't fight the villagers.
Yeah. That was bad.
Yeah, I didn't care for that section at all.
But yeah, actually Medieval was one of the first games that I played where I had actually played the demo first and actually decided that I wanted to get the game like immediately afterward. Like I played the demo and I'm like, oh my god, what time is it? Do I still have enough time to run down to the mall and get the game? It was like that.
Yeah, my first experience with that game was through a demo disc too. For those of you who are new school, this is how we got our demos back in the day. Sometimes if you ordered pizza from Pizza Hut, you got a free demo disc. And Medieval was one of those games. And after playing the mess out of that demo, I had to go get that game. Had to.
It was the same thing that happened with Spyro the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, PlayStation Underground, man. The jam.
Yeah, that too.
And oh no. Looks like we might be able to get one more person in here. If I can just go ahead and send him the invite really quick.
Is it who I think it is?
Might be. Who do you think it is?
Yo, that man Thomas.
Not so loud, not so black.
Nope, I don't know.
Nah, but it looks like the YouTube chat has caught a case of the Asian.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, hopefully we might actually be able to get GQ Asian dude in here to add a little bit more to this as well, because he also brought up one really good action horror game. Maximo.
Oh, I never played that either.
Pretty much think like a new school Super Ghouls and Ghosts.
Okay.
Speaking of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, that's another...
Yeah, that's another great action horror game. I wasn't even thinking about that, too. I mean, how could I forget Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
And, of course, if we're going back to the Super NES and 16-bit era, Demon's Crest.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I mean, yeah. Before that game had actually come out, I had played Ghosts and Goblins and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, so I had played a lot. I had gotten in a lot of experience with, with Arthur and his shenanigans. But then Demon's Crest comes out, and I'm like, huh, Demon's Crest, what's this? Oh shit, I get to play as Firebrand?
Man, they need to do another one of those.
Yeah, that's definitely one to see.
Yeah, they definitely need to do another one of those, or re-release it or something.
I think Demon's Crest is actually up on the Nintendo eShop right now.
A word? 3DS or Wii U?
Give me just a moment. I can go ahead and double check. Because yeah, aside from GQ Asian Dude, we might also have Johnny Pinball on the stream too.
Okay, the more the merrier.
All right, let's see.
Hey, I have an action horror game for you guys. Resident Evil 6.
Get the fuck out of here!
Oh god. Oh my god.
Dude, I was so pissed. Like, dude, they tricked me, bro. Like, I was playing what was it, Leon's Story, and I'm like, okay, this is decent. It's a step in the right direction after Resident Evil 5. Then I played Jake's part, and I was like, I'm not really feeling this. I see what they're trying to do, with the super zombies or whatever, the super monsters or whatever. Then I played Chris's part.
Why is this Call of Duty? Why is this Call of Duty?
Call of Zombies.
No, my first thought was, why is this Gears of War? Because mechanically it was very similar to Gears of War. Like, these dudes... They got machine guns, we got machine guns. They got hand grenades, I got hand grenades. I'm seeing dudes with machetes flipping out of covers, swinging at me. They taking tactical formations, we taking tactical formations. And I'm just like, what in the world was Capcom thinking about when they thought that this would be a good idea? Yo, all I gotta say is
trying to cater to the Western crowd.
Yeah, you're right, because they did that article where they were talking about, we're trying to appeal to the Call of Duty crowd because, what was that they said, that Resident Evil doesn't make Call of Duty numbers or something like that?
It's like, it doesn't have to make Call of Duty numbers, just let it make Resident Evil numbers.
Exactly. Man, but, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. That game never came in my house either.
Oh, yeah, that is. I don't even know what to. I honestly didn't know what to make of it. Honestly,
I'm sorry, Nine Ball. I didn't mean to bring up unpleasant memories. He said, "Screw Chris and his missions."
It was like so bad. Even Leon and Ada couldn't save it.
No, they couldn't, and that's pretty bad.
All right, and it looks like Tim Riggs had to cut out. So thanks for dropping in, dude. We will see you next time. And the horror train keeps going. Speaking of trains, the Dark Forest segment and the Doom Train boss fight in Final Fantasy VI.
Dude. Was that Diablos you mentioned earlier? Or
no, I'm talking the scene where you actually go into what's his name? The scene where you actually go into Cyan's nightmares.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he's having all those nightmares about his family and the Doom Train shows up to carry him off, and you actually like fight your way along the train itself.
I'm like, dude, how am I possibly running faster than this train right now? And then the best part about it is if you have Saban along with you,
Yup.
suplex the dang thing. I'm like, this is some of the most high octane in your mouth action I've ever experienced in a RPG.
Word. Just, and I've seen so many. I have seen and saved so many memes, so many macros about this because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Doom Train boss fight was awesome.
Fuck.
Of course. Well, the Doom Train boss fight was awesome, but at the same time irritating when I found out how I could pretty much easily one-shot it.
Oh, how's that?
It's undead. Use a
Oh,
Phoenix down.
Yeah, true. Okay.
I did that and I was just like, wait, what? You what? What? Hold up, what?
Yeah, that's the same way. Cause I played the Final Fantasy games in a strange order, which I know that doesn't matter. But like, I started off with 7
Mm-hmm.
through 7 through what was it 9, and then I went back and played 4
The other ones?
4 through 4 through 6. Cause I never played 1, 2, and I just recently played 3, so I played through 3, but I've never played 1 and 2. But yeah, man, that reminds me of the President boss fight, where you find where if you scan him and you find out that he's undead, oh, just throw a Phoenix down at him. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah. Or if you already have that ability by this point, just use full recover.
Yeah. Ooh, that's not me, is it?
No, that might have probably been. Oh, it might have probably been James. He just muted his mic.
Oh, okay. I know
So,
my computer wigs out sometimes, so I didn't know if that was me.
So, you in, boss man? Or you haven't?
You guys hear me?
Okay, so that was you. We're catching more music from the background, man.
Music? What kind of music? Hold on.
I hear Wii U, I think.
Strangeness. Great. We're already getting spooky happenings on stream.
Hey, it's
How's that?
Halloween. What can I say?
That better?
Yeah, much better.
Yo, and by the way, free my man Michael Myers. He ain't do nothing.
That's what they all say.
But good to see you were able to pop in, man. We're talking, as you probably heard from what you're able to catch the stream, we're talking about our favorite and most memorable horror genre games, like action, RPG, survival horror.
Okay.
And
GQ
there was
Asian dude. What's up, man?
I'm heading out. I gotta go.
all right, Chris. Go ahead and handle what you need to, man. And
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
no,
I'm
that's
sorry,
cool.
guys.
No, you're all right, man. Take care of what you need to.
Your business. There you can see it, guys.
All right, later.
Hey, man.
Okay, so we're talking about horror games, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so does it have to be scary or does it have to be really bad that it's horrible?
Well, we were talking about, something, we were talking about a few things that were really bad, horrible. But, again, we're talking, scary stuff or, like, stuff involving monsters.
Okay, well, man, let's go back. Let's take the DeLorean and go on this trip with me.
Uh-oh. When this thing hits 88 miles per hour, you go see some stupid shit.
Where we're going, we don't need roads, all right?
Yup.
But let's go back to. I'm gonna go back to Monster in My Pocket on Nintendo.
Oh. What? Really? We gotta go back that far.
Well, because I'm gonna go back that far because when you're younger, you're a little bit more exposed to the fear because you don't understand. There are a lot of scary games, and for an 8-bit era, I think there were a lot of games that conveyed scary without the flashy and the crazy graphics. So one of the scariest games I've ever played when I was younger, and I don't know why it was scary, but maybe because I was just a little scaredy cat. Ultima Exodus was actually pretty scary to me. I think it's because it had a really, really grim tone to it. And I don't know if it has the same effect now, but when you've never played anything like it, and everything in the game has this dark atmosphere. Like you're kind of just in this dark world where you have your 4 guys, and then everything's out to kill you. But I think that as far as a dark theme, that's a good scary game. But if we're gonna go to the monsters and stuff like that, Monster in My Pocket was one of my favorite, just because it had that horror theme, like Frankenstein monster, Dracula. That was really cool. But there was this one specific one that was overtly cheesy, but yet it was scary at the same time. And I think you played as a zombie samurai floating head. It was pretty weird, but it was definitely one of those cheesy horror movies type of game. But if we're talking about games that are scary, of course, Friday the 13th was the scariest game for a little kid to play back in the day.
Yeah.
That was no joke.
But earlier we were talking about, to kind of take the DeLorean and, go a few years ahead. We were actually talking earlier about Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
And yeah, I showed off the link for the worst sanity effect ever. The one where it makes you think that you were gonna go ahead and delete all your save data.
Yeah. It doesn't translate well with the But Eternal Darkness was one of those games where it was, I'd say, not innovative, but definitely went out and thinking out of the box, But I think a lot of people try to do that these days, but they see it more often as a gimmick. Especially, of course, I think I'm pretty sure all 3 of us can agree when we first fought Psycho Mantis, and he was looking into our memory cards.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. I see you like to play Castlevania.
How's he know?
Yeah. I didn't know that, man. That's creepy. So there's Eternal Darkness. I think what was that? The predecessor that was Alone in the Dark, right? I think. Or was that?
No, I'm pretty sure Eternal Darkness was its own thing. I mean.
Yeah, that was made by Nintendo, I think. Yeah, that was made by Nintendo. But you know what, though? I have recently gotten my hands on Evil Within. I don't know if you guys talked about that yet.
No,
Not yet.
I don't have it yet, but I will soon.
I don't want to talk about the new stuff as much, but I think this one is very important because I think this is the game we've been waiting for, guys. This is technically, and I don't care right now, Capcom, if you're listening to this for some god-awful reason why, because you're desperate and need some money, and you're trying to sue us, it's because Evil Within is the game that is the true Resident Evil 5 sequel. And I'm going to say this because, one, if you guys haven't played it yet, guys, it plays just like RE4, controls and everything, but it has the mechanics of RE1.
Sold.
What I mean by that is that you got no health, you got very little bullets, your aiming is a little bit off just because of the, if a monster is coming at you, your guy gets kind of nervous so that his arm gets twitchier. And you can either choose to disarm traps that you find or utilize those traps to kill the monsters. You decide. Now, when you disarm the traps, you can use the parts for those traps to create bullets. And that's pretty much how you can get bullets.
Dude.
And so, and here's the thing: when you get ammo, you can only, for example, when you find shotgun shells, you can only hold a maximum of 4. So therefore, just like RE1, you have limited inventory
Oh
slots.
my god.
Dude, I gotta get this game.
I'm telling you, man, Shinji Mikami he is the god of Resident Evil. He's the one that made it. And this is his baby. Bethesda was pretty much saying, hey, man, make that Resident Evil game you've always wanted to make without Capcom going, hey, make a Call of Duty clone. And because I heard you guys were just talking about that.
Oh wait,
Yes.
so wait, Evil Within's Bethesda?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. If you go to the Japanese website for this, it says Shinji Mikami cross Bethesda.
Yeah. Who is
That's
this
dope.
published? Who is this published by?
Let me get them.
Is it published and made by Bethesda?
Yeah, let me get the box here. I just have it not too long ago. It's Tango Gameworks is the pretty much Shinji Mikami's own crew,
Okay.
and it's published by Bethesda.
Cause I heard Bethesda, and for some reason my mind immediately went to EA, and I was like,
I think this one was Bethesda said, hey, we need to make a horror game, and who do we call it? The god of the horror games.
Yeah, but Bethesda's the publisher.
Right. Yeah, Tango Gameworks is the crew. Like it's pretty much Shinji Mikami's dream team of horror games.
So it's Mikami's Platinum.
Pretty much, yeah. Mikami's 11.
Okay, we can do this.
I gotta
Totally
get.
do this.
I got to get this game.
And and the cool thing about the game, and I don't want to write here about this great game. I don't want to review this game. Is that when you're playing it, you get this vibe that okay, this looks like RE4 because of the over shoulder and kind of the grittiness of the game, right? But when you start playing it, here's the thing. I try to figure out what's going on from the start. Now, he wrote this thing so if I'm actually playing reality or am I playing somebody's head right now, Because it shifts back and forth where it doesn't confuse you, but it asks you more questions. So it's kind of like Inception. So I have a feeling that he did some research. He watched a few movies and he threw a lot of stuff in together. Where he actually, I think he wrote an article saying that he read 50 books about the psychology of fear. And so I think he's definitely using that in the game because there's not been a moment where I was like, okay, I feel like I'm safe. No, I'm not.
Well, the game is called Psycho Break in Japan, so
Right.
I would take that as something of a hint.
Right. No, like I said, guys, when you guys get a chance, I have it on PS4, but definitely pick it up on the PS3 or Xbox 360, whenever you guys have.
Okay, so it is on the current gen stuff too, right?
Right. Yeah. It's worth the pickup.
Yes!
100%.
Thank goodness.
100% worth the pickup, guys. At first, I was like, no, it's probably gonna be, kind of like a watered down version of RE4, but it took RE4 and actually, here's the thing. If you compare this to RE4, RE4 looks more like an action game to how creepy and scary this game is. So that should tell you something because we think RE4 is like the Resident Evil game that kind of like was the last of its kind. And so this is the game we're looking for. This is the real Resident Evil 5.
Dude, I'm so glad that it's on current gen systems because I was sitting here thinking, man, I just got a job too. I don't have to spend my first paycheck. But yeah, no, man, that's great. Yeah, I gotta get this game.
Yeah,
I gotta prove this message.
it's definitely crazy. And the thing is, like, when you play the game, it almost trolls you. Like I said, it plays on your thoughts. So you're playing the game, and we're all smart individuals here. You're playing it, and you're like, man, okay, I see this as something that's coming up. You'll pick up this magazine, and you'll read this article about this, like, a serial killer, right? And then slowly throughout, while you're playing the stage, there will be the hints and, like, atmospherical things that would happen that would relate to that crime, and you're like, oh shit, am I in the article right now? What's going on? Like it's crazy. I'm so excited for it. I mean, I am excited for it. I'm playing right now, but yeah.
Woof. Yeah, I gotta get it.
Yeah.
But back on the topic of action games and horror games, and also back on the topic of hold on just a moment. And back on the topic of Shinji Mikami, I'm honestly surprised that we didn't bring up Onimusha by this point.
You're right. Or Devil May Cry.
Well, I was actually getting to that. Because we all know that the original RE4 was pretty much DM's Devil May Cry 1. And, they said it was kind of too far off from what it originally was, so that's why they just kind of made it its own game, which, thank goodness.
They made it its own game, and it just took off.
Right. And it's become one of the best characters Capcom has ever created, so.
Yep.
Let's see, man. There's been a lot of games because horror games leave that impact in you. We're like, man, this game scared the shit out of me. I don't want to play it anymore. And I sort of like when I played Dead Space for the first time. I could have sworn I had to take a shit every like 30 minutes because I was like grunting. I was like, ugh, the whole time, just clenching to life.
See. Dead Space 1 didn't get me that bad, but Dead Space 2, on the other hand, son.
Yeah, listen, that 2 is good, 1 was okay, 3 is Call of Duty.
3 is that garbage.
Yeah, 3. You always notice like as soon as they do the first 2 games really well. It's like almost the second one is they build on the first one, and the third one they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's just get a game that everybody's gonna buy because they love shooting stuff.
Dude, did you see how much Call of Duty just made? Let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, oh, you mean all the stuff we worked so hard for? Let's throw that away. You know, that's kind of.
No, throw that out. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it don't bring us no money. So, but okay, so Ace,
what's up?
What game did it for? What game in the genre did it for you? Horror game in the genre did it for you that you're like, man. This is what a horror game's all about.
For me, I can honestly say it's between Eternal Darkness, Silent Hill 2, and Parasite Eve.
I can see that. So I think from your list itself, I would probably switch. No, you're right. I would actually follow your list as well. Eternal Darkness probably the most like mentally exhausting game you can play.
Yeah, because that thing really keeps you on your toes, especially
right.
with the sanity effects.
Silent Hill 2 is good. I like 1 the most because that was my first intro to the series. And
mine was 2.
Little baby knife holding creatures were awful. So
yeah.
I remember I think it was the first 15 minutes where you just have a flashlight and you walk into the alley and it's a dead end. You turn around as a little hell baby with a knife, and all of a sudden there's like 10 of them and they're stabbing at your ankles.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, I'm not gonna play this game anymore.
Nope.
It's fucked up.
No lie, when I got to that point when I actually went back and played Silent Hill 1, yeah, I had to put the controller down, step out of the room. Take my bottles of Pepsi and Sunkist with me and just sit on the couch in the living room and sob.
just think about what you did for a second there.
just reflect on my life up to that point.
What about you, Omni? What's your top 3?
Top 3 or top 3. I'm not sure, but two games in particular that just make me think, yo, this is what horror games are all about. Resident Evil 3. And Dead Space 2. Mm-hmm. Resident Evil 3 because and yeah, I know you can argue Mr. X, but Nemesis is ridiculous. Like when he comes on the scene. See, I first encountered Nemesis. I was in a room and I was going down steps, and he bust through the window on me. So that freaked me out, and that gave a great amount of tension, especially alongside the ammo management and the inventory management as well, and that feeling of helplessness, like I could quite possibly die here. So if you were ignoring zombies to try and conserve ammo, and Nemesis starts chasing you, now you got to run from Nemesis and avoid the zombies that are in your way too. So that game was phenomenal. And then I say Dead Space 2 because jump scares, aside from what happened to me with Nemesis, jump scares don't really get me. But Dead Space 2 got me pretty good with those jump scares. And I kind of think I had that syndrome like what you were talking about. Like, dude, I never want to play this game again. Because I played through the game once, and I haven't picked it back up since. But after I got done with it, I was like, dude, that was absolutely fantastic.
Like you felt like you survived this thing that you just played.
Yes, because that final boss. Well, before I get to that, like you were mentioning the babies in Silent Hill, you know, those baby creatures that are in Dead Space 2. I hate those things.
So I think we can all agree that anything hellish that's a baby is creepy.
Yes. And so, yeah, like by the time I got to the final boss in Dead Space 2, I had exhausted quite a bit of ammo because I was trying to go about it by not killing as many things as I could, but I wasn't good enough for that, so I ended up having to use a lot of ammo. So when I was fighting the final boss, I had a very small bit of ammo to try and overcome that boss with. So, like you said, beating that game, you felt like you actually got out of a nightmare.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that's what's integral when it comes to horror games. So I mean, like for sure, Ace, for you when you play Eternal Darkness, I'm assuming that you're like, what's next? What are they gonna troll me with next? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it was that
give us a
constant
moment.
feeling of just having to be on your toes.
Yeah, give us a moment. What are your favorite moments in Eternal Darkness, man?
Well, trying to pin down a particular moment in the game itself, that's really tough. Again, largely because of just how twitchy, how frantic I was, just from like trying to figure out, again, what, I'm like watching my sanity meter go down as I'm encountering more and more of these creatures, and I'm going, okay, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Oh my God, cockroaches crawling across the screen! And again, with it deleting all of my, with it trolling me like it was going to be deleting all of my data, or just having it all of a sudden just in the middle of the segment go right back to the freaking start menu. No.
Dude, which game came out first? Did Metal Gear Solid 2 come out first, or did Eternal Darkness come out first? Because I mean,
Solid 2.
Dude, he definitely played Metal Gear Solid 2 then, because that sounds like the shenanigans that happens at the end of that game.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. When Campbell just starts going nuts and you see that skull instead of his face.
Yeah.
Yes. And then they start giving you the game over screen, and dude.
Just, fuck, man. What are you trying to do to me? It's like, I want to be around to play the sequels, but I can't if I have a heart attack.
I know, right? Because the very first time that happened to me, I was going off. Because I know for a fact I had full health. How the heck did I die?
Yeah, the MGS is definitely its own topic to talk about.
Yeah. But, man, what else did they troll you with in Eternal Darkness, Ace? They just sent you back to the start screen, man? That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Okay, let me go back on the YouTube search real quick, because there was someone that actually put up like a 20-some-odd minute video of just all the different sanity effects in this thing, and holy shit! I will put this bad boy over here in the group chat. You've got the time later on. Brace yourself.
Oh my.
Because it gets bad.
I wanted to stress the effect on horror games. That's what I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit. Is that we brought up the topic of Onimusha. Now, to me that was like when I first played it, I was like, oh my god, it's like a samurai Resident Evil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the difference with that, with Onimusha and Resident Evil, was that in Onimusha, I didn't feel helpless. Like Samanosuke, though he was fighting hordes and demons, and the game was a little scary. Like I felt like as a person that's like a skilled samurai that didn't need ammo or herbs, like
Yeah.
I had a chance to defend myself, and I think that's what's important when it comes to horror games. Is the ability to what options do you have? And I've been watching a lot of these horror games like Slenderman, Outlast, Daylight, all those games, and I realized they have something in common. And that one thing in common is they don't really have any offensive abilities, and the only thing they can do is run away or hide. And so that takes the power out of the player, but when you take the power out of the player, it replaces it with fear. And I think that's what's important when it comes to playing these games. Like, for example, in Dead Space, if you had if in Dead Space 2, if you're at the last boss and you just had unlimited ammo, the game wouldn't be as scary as it would be.
No, not at all.
Exactly. So I think the fact maybe they did program it in a way where like, well, if this guy's gonna spend all his ammo in this one area because we're gonna put a lot of monsters here, once he gets to the last stage, he's gonna have to manage his ammo a lot more careful, or you have to face this thing the hard way.
Yeah, see, that's the thing I loved most about Dead Space 2 as well, is because they intentionally made that last section to where there were tons of monsters around.
Mm-hmm.
But they did design it to where you could get past that area without using tons of ammo. Just at that moment, I wasn't good enough to do that, so unfortunately, I had to face the final boss with a toothbrush, a little bit of helmet, and just my wallet. So
I'm getting the guy for
A pebble and a slingshot. Yeah, and you know what? Like, I feel like if we as gamers here, we're playing games like RE3, RE2, any of the REs that are precursor to 4, and we just use the knife, man, that's a horror story in its own. I mean, it's possible. People have done it, and it's crazy. But I think that itself is quite the challenge, and it's quite scary.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on just a second. All right. But yeah, you're absolutely right as far as what options you have in a horror game. Whether it's, I mean, that's one of the things that makes survival horror so. That's one of the things that makes survival horror such an interesting genre to play, even if it is not always my thing. Because there's that feeling of helplessness, that feeling of actual tension.
I love it.
I mean, if you come out of a game, as said earlier, feeling like you basically survived a nightmare, then that game did something right.
Definitely.
I mean,
like games like Asian dude mentioned Outlast a moment ago, and I watched a Let's Play of that game because I really wanted to play it, and I don't have a PS4, or a PC, or a gaming PC, unfortunately. So I was watching that game, and I'm like, dude, when I finally do get my hands on a PS4, this probably might be one of the first games I get, because the sense of tension in that game is ridiculous. That one giant monster that chases you.
Jesus.
Dude, I would be so pissed playing that game. I'd be so pissed. I can't believe I'm in this freaking place and I'm running from this thing. What the heck? I'd be going off. So I know for a fact that game is fantastic from a survival horror standpoint.
So yeah, stuff like Outlast and Evil Within. It seems to me like we're actually seeing a good-sized resurgence of what classic horror games should be.
Yeah, definitely. And I think people like tension like that. Like it's basically the same thing with roller coaster rides. You know, people like to be scared, so to speak, if that makes any sense. It's just one reason why people like Metal Gear so much is because of the tension. You know, you're sitting there and you're trying not to get spotted by all these enemies with AK-47s and pineapples that could lay you out in a matter of seconds. So, you know.
And all you have is just a pistol, a silencer.
Like I said, it gives you that feeling of like if you get caught or if you end up in a jam in, let's say, a survival horror game, you feel like, well, dang, all I got is this toothbrush and this lint. What am I gonna do?
Pray that you survive. That's what you're gonna do.
Oh, okay, I see now. I thought Asian dude was a little bit too quiet for a second.
Yeah, he just cut out for a sec, but he'll be back.
Awesome.
But then, on the opposite side of the coin, there's the other horror genres that we were mentioning, the action and the RPG horror, where you can still get that tension, but if you're looking to actually play through something and you don't want to basically be so frightened that you're having trouble actually concentrating, then you could play something a little bit more like Shadow Hearts or like Parasite Eve.
Right. Dude, Prelucid? No, sir, I have not, and I don't think I want to. He said, have you all tried any horror games on Oculus Rift?
Hell no.
Heck no, dude. What are you thinking about?
I want to play Alien Isolation on Oculus Rift.
Bro, you can have all that.
Yeah, but like I know my hands are gonna have to be on a controller, but I'll just put a gun next to me while I play. Yeah, no, it's
Alien Isolation or freaking Evil Within on the Oculus Rift.
Well, the thing with the Oculus Rift is like I think it's only viable if the game is in first person, because you're when you turn your head, the game turns. Like it gives you that illusion that you're there.
Yeah.
And so I mean I've watched a lot of guys play on YouTube with the Oculus Rift that kind of watch their reactions to it. And yeah, it's no joke. It is pretty scary.
Dude, could you imagine going through something like Outlast with Oculus Rift, bro? Nah, son.
I mean,
no, thank you.
Nah.
I think immersion definitely has to do with a lot of scary games. Like if you're playing the game by yourself in the middle of the night, Oculus Rift, dark room, in a big ass house. Yeah, that's fucked up.
With all of the doors open.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so funny story. When I was dating this one girl, I bought her Resident Evil remake on the GameCube, and she had this like 3-floor house, and downstairs was like her game room where, she had her big screen TV. I'm talking like 60-inch projection. It was crazy, and she had this gigantic ass like glass door, where you can see right in the backyard, right? So we're playing this game. We're playing the Resident Evil remake, guys, on the GameCube. First came out, and I was staying over at her place, and I realized there's like a tapping on the door, the glass door, and I'm like, what the hell is that noise? And she's like, oh, it's nothing. It's just these birds. They keep flying into the door, and I'm like, okay. So we're playing already Resident Evil, and I'm playing it because she's too scared to play. And I'm like, all right, here we go. And then it's crazy because I don't know if this was on purpose, but we kept hearing the sound of the tapping, and I was like, okay, that's not creepy. And and I just happened to be at the part where the ravens bust into the window.
Oh God.
And I was like,
Oh,
oh my God, I freaked out. Yeah, it was just an awful part. And I was like, all right, I'm not playing anymore. We're done.
Extra nah.
We're breaking up. It's over.
Extra nah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was just meant to be.
All aboard the Nope train, y'all.
Yeah, there you go, man. That's how they get you. That was immersion. That was a real Oculus Rift right there. So,
No joke.
Nah, no thanks.
okay, here's a good question for you guys. How about a horror game that's like has a horror theme, but it's not quite scary, but more on the cheesy, corny side, playing off the Halloween stuff?
Disgaea 3, or Disgaea in general.
That's true. That's kind of why I like Monster in My Pocket, because it's like you're playing like Frankenstein monster and Dracula. You're a toy. You're fighting other monsters in the genre. I think it's awesome.
For me,
Oh my God, guys, Castlevania.
well, yeah, I was talking about that earlier.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but I had two that came to mind outside of the Castlevania games.
Okay.
One, Darkstalkers,
Okay. Yeah, that's good, man. Great example.
and number two, back on the Super NES and Sega Genesis, The Twisted Tales of Spike McFang.
Okay, we're gonna go Sega Genesis. I'm gonna raise you one level, partner. You guys ever heard of the game called The Haunting?
No.
Okay. Once we're done here, or you can do it during. I don't care. The game The Haunting, because we're supposed to go on Sega Genesis. It's made by EA, and you play as this specter who is a rockabilly that haunts these suburban white family. And yeah, it's ridiculous. And what you do is you're this ghost you're invisible. It's in the house, and every member of the family is scared in a certain way. So but as your character, you can possess like furniture, the car, the lights in the house, the stereo. Yeah, and then for example, and you're literally this kid that's scaring a family. And it's so funny and it's ridiculous.
Yo, it's like we on some poltergeist stuff now.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have so much fun playing that.
And the thing is that the kid is like, he looks like Slimer because he's all green, and he's wearing a leather jacket, and he's got like a cool Barra haircut.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They got that delinquent pompadour going?
Exactly. So that's why it's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Yo,
And
I
you
gotta
know,
check that out. What's the name of it again?
The Haunting. Let me find a link for you.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of rockabilly ghosts and everything else, what about Gungrave?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Especially with Gungrave Overdose.
Yeah, there's definitely a good one. I mean, he's technically dead, right?
Yep.
Oh, dude, we've gone this whole time and we didn't bring up Contra, any of the Contra games.
Do you guys remember the Aliens arcade game? I'm not talking the shooter. I'm talking like the Contra-esque one.
No.
The only aside from the shooter, the only arcade game that I remember that has anything to do with aliens was the Capcom AVP.
The one true alien game? Alright, I know.
Yep.
Yeah, that game's no joke. So I might be showing my age here, but this is the arcade game that was the Aliens arcade Contra game.
Oh my God, this one!
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Oh my God, I remember this.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm old.
It's like Sunset Riders with aliens.
It
Yo.
looks dope, though.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was I don't know, like I don't talk about it too much, but I was a big arcade rat back in the day. Like if I wasn't at school, I was in the arcade. Or getting my ass beat with my Asian mother.
Oh, that makes two of us.
Yeah. So that's kind of why like I love seeing all these old arcade games. Like I just wish we had like a really really good one that had all these retro games.
Which makes me so sad that it's so costly to actually like open up an arcade.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys, I don't know if you've seen Omni, but you've seen that like Galloping Ghost arcade in Illinois.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
The way he does it, since we're on the topic of, we're always talking about gaming here. If you want to do an arcade, this guy has it down. He takes old, of course, arcade machines, gets them fixed up, but instead of putting quarters in them, he gives people passes. He charges people by a pass. So if you want to do a day pass, that's like what I think it's like $10. But if you want to do like a monthly membership where you can go in there and play any game you want, it's like $30, or you can do a year. And I think that's how arcades are.
This needs to happen.
Yeah.
This needs we need one out here. This needs to go down.
And I think that's the best part because for example, like we have Street Fighter 4 at home. Why would we want to go arcade, spend $1 every time we want to play Street Fighter, right? That makes no sense. So what he does, he goes, hey, listen, we want a scene. All right, well, we'll give you a membership. So you give that illusion of playing for free while other people are there too. And the arcade scene is now back, So I think that's a great idea. And this guy, Galloping Ghost, I'll link you the website. And this guy has an arcade. He has all the Strider arcade machines.
Ooh. Dude, if we had something like that, work would not be getting done.
Well, no, of course work would be getting done if you got hired there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's no joke, man. I took a tour of this place on his website, and I was like, man, I'll intern for you, sir. Do you need somebody to mop up the floor at the end of the day? I'll do that. Just give me free membership.
If we could find a way to do something like that on our own out here, or find a way to just see if we can like get Galloping Ghost to have a sister arcade out here in Bellingham.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be so legit.
Yeah, it's not kidding. So according to his website, he actually has 431 arcade games. And I'm assuming some of those games are like in the Neo Geo, right? Where there's like 8 games in one.
Well, I would hope so.
And I think this is a good deal. Check this out. So his membership passes for a week is $40 a week, and that's unlimited play, whatever's in there. And there's actually consoles in there that are hooked up to the 2014 on there, and I want to play some people online. He actually has an arcade machine set up with KI to play ranked matches on there. It's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah. But this is the best part. Monthly fee, guys. $90, right? Monthly fee. But you get 2 guest passes, meaning you can bring 2 people with you anytime and play all you want. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so here's the best one. For the year, meaning like you got a year membership, you can go in there like whenever you're bored, whatever, your birthday, $375 with 6 guest passes. That's crazy. Like,
oh my goodness.
You and your boys. Like even if you divide that $375 by 6, that is not cheap, but it's also not expensive. When you're reliving your arcade moments. That's important because arcades are kind of like an endangered species these days.
And let's face facts here. If that place actually did run on quarters, you'd be spending a lot more than $60 a person, especially over the course of a year in a place like that.
Oh,
Right.
definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, and like I think for me myself, when I was back then, I was dropping down $20 on KI1, a session. So that's no joke.
Yeah, the only thing that we have close to an arcade is a place that we have at our Galleria near me.
Any good gems?
Well, they have Terminator Salvation. They have the Aliens, the shooter. They have a lot of pinball machines. Right across from that, they have another arcade, but they have They have more stuff along the lines of like pool tables and like air hockey and things of that nature, but they have like a small section in there where they have like Galaga, the old school Pac-Man games, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. What else do they have in there?
So it's kind of more so like kind of like a David Buster's GameWorks then.
Yeah, it's more along the lines of that.
Yeah, I mean, and like what Ace said, you know, arcades are very expensive. I think I was also read an article about how this one woman, it was her dream to start up an arcade, and she did it, and she, on taxes alone, would, you know, kind of put her in the negative for just having an arcade, you know, built, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that this guy right here, the Galloping Ghost, he's that guy that's holding on to it, which is amazing, and I just wish that, you know, more of him. I think technically the closest arcade that Ace and I can go to is Ground Control in Oregon. Which is like one of the most legitimate arcades that I've seen around. Because when I go in there, I do feel like I'm in the '90s, 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well done.
And I would love to see. Well, I would love to see more places like Ground Control, Galloping Ghost. Hell, even more places like the AFK Tavern start springing up.
Yeah, you know, AFK, I like AFK. I want to like AFK. But I feel like it's the gaming part of it is almost like an afterthought. You know?
And not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that maybe have an arcade with food, but not have a restaurant with video games in it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, no food would be eaten.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I mean, just having a place like, oh my god, if I could somehow find a way to take Arcade Infinity as it was before it closed and just like transport it here, I would be so happy.
You know, I think like the arcade scene, unfortunately, I don't think it'll come back. Just because people are not as sociable anymore, and what I mean by that is that they rather say hello to you on Facebook than in person.
Now there's a horror story for you, ladies and gentlemen. The arcade scene may not be coming back.
Yeah. So and that's just like a reality check that us gamers have to understand that the times are changing and people are more reliant on technology than actually like, you know, going to these places and having a more sociable experience. You know. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure parents would agree too that they rather have their kid play the game online with other people versus having to drop them off in an arcade, you know, and then picking them up later.
Yeah,
that's the life.
yeah, because that was just mentioned.
You know, like yeah, and it's a safety issue, unfortunately. But you know, what is it doing to our community? What is it doing to our own social, I guess social skills? You know, for example, I'm gonna give you this example. I played Killer Instinct last night because I'm writing an article on it for about 2 hours straight, playing online, right? And this guy was getting mad at me because I was beating him, and he was just like, "What? Like, dude, why are you being an asshole?" I was like, "What do you mean? How am I being an asshole? I'm just beating you," you know. And then after a while, I'm starting to realize like these people, one, they don't understand how to lose, and two, it's because I'm not next to them and they're talking all this smack. Because if we were in the arcade and he was saying the same thing to me, I would have just elbowed it right in his throat. You know.
Exactly.
So that's why I think people like us, you know, they're a little bit older, that experience the arcade scene. We kind of have this filter that we understand that when we play with other people, that there's another person there. But if you start gaming and you started gaming at home and you never went to the arcade at all, you don't, man, watch what you say. Watch what you say.
Yeah,
And
because we have a skating ring near us too that had it. Well, it used to at least. It had a small arcade, but it also had a Marvel vs. Capcom arcade cabinet in it. And we would play there all the time, and you never heard anybody saying, "Oh, I'm gonna come to your house and blow your house up because they lost in a fighting game." No, man, you just took an L, and you want to play again?
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you were there, and there's that fear that I don't know, this guy might stab me if I say something, and that's the thing about like Ace. I remember you talking about swatting some time ago in one of your videos, stuff like that. Those are all acts of cowardice,
Yes.
and so I think that's what this generation is missing out on is that social aspect of gaming and that whole kind of like inner circle of respect that you give somebody because they bodied you in a fighting game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember getting bodied at Marvel 2, of course, with Magneto, Storm, and Psylocke, right?
Yes.
And I picked my Team Shoryuken because I love playing Team Shoryuken. And I beat this guy one time with my Team Shoryuken, and he must have beat me like 20 times. But that one time, I got the whole arcade on my side because I beat him with Team Ryu, Ken, and Akuma. And that's all it took. Even though I lost 20 times, that one time was just like a glorious moment in underdog history, And I had fun. I was like, dude, good job, good game. I had fun. I'm broke now, but everybody in the arcade had a good time. Like it was a good show, And I think that's the stuff that's kind of missing in the gaming community these days because we're so focused on what's in front of the screen versus the person that you're playing with next to you.
Which is what makes the tournament scene so vital.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's very important. That way, one, you get to put a face on your competition, and I think even if you guys fight in the game itself, you get to make some friends while you're fighting one another. Because hey man, I see that you're a Rose player. That's cool. I could use some more practice against Rose. You want to meet up sometime next week? Stuff like that. Stuff like that you can't do online. You can be like, hey man, let me add you. Okay, but then when you're online, let me put a request so I can. It's so weird.
I mean, hell, that was pretty much what solidified our friendship.
Yeah. And I think there you go. That's another great example that you get to meet people that are in the same scene, and you can just expand from there. But
Community.
Exactly, community. And I'm not talking like a forum. I'm talking hey man, let's meet up Saturday. You free? We're all free. Let's go play some games. That's important when it comes to this whole scene of as far as gamers, gaming community, and especially right now with this GamerGate BS that's happening. Gamers are getting a bad name because apparently all you want to do is death threat people we don't agree with.
I agree because a lot of the friends that I made was because of gaming. Hey man, I enjoy this game. Dude, me too. Want to come over later? Sure.
Yeah, there you go. And to those people outside of that circle of gaming, we are nothing but basement dwellers that have no lives.
Oh my goodness.
And look what is the media doing to us? They're using this wave and this tangent of Sarkeesian that these GamerGate kids are gonna rape you, kill you, blow you up. And while guys like us, we're going we're not like that. We actually like talking to people. We're normal human beings. We respect one another. But yet, all you're covering are people that are crazy, and they just happen to play video games. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. But unfortunately, when people read that stuff, they take it absolutely 100% without asking questions. So, and unfortunately, working at a game store, that spills over to that too, where all the kids that come in, they're kind of weird or they smell, I'm pretty sure Ace knows that working at an arcade too. So, it's a hard battle that we have to fight and defend our hobby and our passion because of a few bad seeds, And I think that it's very important that we all set an example. We all tell people, we all sit people down. If we can in person, be like, hey, listen, I game a lot. I have a job. Just because I beat you doesn't mean I play this game all the time. It just means I worked hard and I learned the system. It's just I think people forget that people still practice for these things. You know,
You're
like,
right.
there's practice that can be done. Some people are just more gifted than others, but if you want to work hard on it, you will get the results you're looking for. It's not always an instant win. EA that gives us DLC to win EA, but
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?
you know,
No, I don't know. DLC to win. Whoa, wait a minute.
no, you know. Hey, first of all,
Are you
when
talking about just the microtransactions?
yeah, no,
Oh.
listen, Need for Speed Rivals, right?
Right.
To get all the cars, you just have to put your time and money and beat the game. You'll get all the cars, right?
Right.
But when they're selling the game for $49.99 and they say here's $5.99 to unlock all the cars in the beginning, that's play to win. Because you want to put if you want to put logic in it, you win the game, you get all the cars.
You're right.
If you don't win the game, you just pay to win, then you get all the cars.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by that.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's dude.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's similar to what's been going on with RPGs, where you can buy experience points
Mm-hmm.
to level up. That takes away the whole point of playing an RPG.
Yep. I mean,
The best part of an RPG is walking
that's the
into an
thing.
area and getting your face slaughtered.
and that's the thing that I'm talking about. People stop believing in the grind now. They stop believing in hard work. And I think, unfortunately for us, where we grew up in a time where hard work was like, man, how many hours you got on Final Fantasy VII? 110? Dude, I got like 200, and I beat all the weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's some stuff you brag about back in the day. Now
You know,
imagine,
real achievements.
yeah. Now imagine saying that, and some guy goes, yeah, you know, I just paid $10 and I got all the weapons. That would piss me off.
No,
You know,
I would have to walk away. Or just
you know,
Well,
conversation there.
and
Well-
that's the thing. It's like that guy that says that, he's gonna classify himself as a gamer. He's gonna be like, you know what, I game too, but I paid $10 to get this because I love my games. Well, as you know, and then we get bundled with that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
that's two different creatures.
You've just described the God of War Ascension multiplayer community in like one sentence. Because that's literally how it is. Whoever has the biggest wallet has the best equipment on that game.
And I think that's where the video game industry is finally kind of put its kind of like is priorities at, is making that money, you know. And you feel like they're holding our hand until we beat it, right? Because they don't want to make it hard anymore for the gamers that try hard. They just want to make it easy so everyone can play it, everyone can feel good about themselves that they beat a game. Or if it gets too hard, let me offer you this option to pay $6 so that way you can make it easier for you. You know, and then people complain that, oh man, this game was too short and it was too easy. Well, come on now, guys. I mean, you guys are the ones that made it. You know.
Right.
Definitely a battle that we're caught in the middle of the consumer and, you know, where the consumer, the gamer, and then developers and the publishers are kind of like in this like free for all like thrill kill animal fight.
Yeah. And I think this whole conversation ties in quite nicely with the theme of Halloween because it is definitely a nightmare.
100%. It is a nightmare. It is one gloopy mess that we all don't want to partake in, but we're all caught in the middle of.
So all we really can do is just, hope we, do what we can to survive said nightmare.
Well, you know what though? There is some like unspoken heroes out there that I really appreciate, but in a lot of people's eyes, we'll see him as a villainous, a jerk, jackass. For example, Sakurai, the guy that created Smash Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Everyone bugs him every time they see him to add Geno in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I saw the article that you linked to on that.
Right. And, Omni, if you haven't read it yet, every time someone asks Sakurai to put Geno, whom he doesn't like as a character to begin with, by the way, and keep in mind, it's his game. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
He says, every time someone asks me to put Geno in the game, I'm delaying the release of Smash Bros. One day. And I was like, slow clap, sir. Slow clap. Because you're not, one, you are the artist. You can do whatever you like, because if they don't buy it, it's still his fault. He has liability.
Right.
So, but he doesn't let people control him in what he wants to do as an artist and as a creator. Just because you want a game that 6 people want a character that 6 people want, because of your friends are like, should be in the game. Doesn't mean he's gonna submit to it. He's gonna see what's popular right now, what's in, who's familiar. Like if you ask all the young kids who Gino is these days, they'll probably don't know who Gino is. Exactly. So what's the point of adding Gino in the game? That's kind of how it is. So, and my other hero is Hideki Kamiya, because Hideki Kamiya defends all his work to a T, because he knows what he's doing, and right now he's kind of like the front man. Let me paint a picture for you here. He's walking Bayonetta down the aisle in the red carpet show, and all the feminists are hating on him because Bayonetta is his dream wifey. Like, hey, Kamiya, that's a disgrace, blah, blah, blah. Well, Bayonetta's strutting her thing, and Kamiya's going, yeah, don't you wish you could be like her?
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?
Yeah, that's exactly what Kamiya does when he sees stuff like that. He just goes, listen, Bayonetta, it was made by me and half made by another woman, And so both her ideas and my ideas are in this character. So what you don't understand is that just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's wrong.
I cannot wait to get my hands on a Wii U so I can play that Bayonetta 2.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
And that's why I love it when these guys take their stand and they don't get bullied by people. I call them keyboard warriors on the internet. Because once again, like I said, they're not there face to face, so therefore they can say whatever the fuck they want. So if they were in the same room as with these people, they probably wouldn't be saying half the things they wanted to say.
Yep, e-thugs and bandwidth mobsters.
You say e-thugs. That's funny.
But that's the thing. Yeah, some people would look at Kamiya and would look at Sakurai, and in many ways, some people would look at like Hideo Kojima, and they just look at these guys as just like, some of the biggest assholes in gaming. But what it is that they have their own particular style. They have their own vision of in a game, and they're not taking any shit.
Yeah, and I definitely respect that, because at the end of the day, like I understand like when people want a game to be a certain way, mechanically and wanting bugs to be fixed, but people do go overboard, like demanding them to take a certain route artistically. Like, nah, man, that's not up to you.
Yeah,
and people always say, if you want change in gaming, if you want to change this, go out and make it yourself. And I am pretty sure that if a lot of these people watching these complaints actually did go out, had the ability, had the money, and made their own games, and people started criticizing them, they'd get just as defensive too.
Yeah, see, this is my whole thing with gaming. Like, make whatever you want, just as long as it's fun, and just give me lots of content. I'm happy. If it's fun and it works properly and it has lots of content in it, I'm good.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100% on the content thing, because I love earning stuff that I unlock.
Yes.
The key word here is earning, because I can just, I don't want to spend 99 cents. That's something I can do while I'm trying to beat the game on hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think it's counterproductive that when they make these games and they're like, hey, you want this costume? Pay 99 cents versus, hey, play the game 3 times so you can earn to get this costume. It's like, hey, don't play our game, just buy what you can add to the game that we made for you.
Yeah, because that's what we had to do in Devil May Cry in order to unlock a Sparta costume. Had to play it 3 times.
Yep. Yeah, I think, didn't you have to do it in like Devil May Cry mode too?
Yeah, you had to beat Dante Must Die.
Yeah, Dante Must Die. You got to earn that. And then when you load up that game save and your friend comes over and watches it, you're like, dude, You have that costume? How'd you get that? You know,
Mhm.
oh, I had to play the game on like one hit death. You're like, what? You beat it in one hit death? You know, like that's the stuff we're talking about here. But now it's like, yeah, man, I spent 99 cents.
And I mean,
like that's all I did.
hell, that's why I love like a lot of the RPGs that have like new game plus options and stuff like Star Ocean, where you unlock the extra outfits and extra difficulties as you play through the game and do certain things in game and get the battle trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that same thing with Chrono Trigger too.
Yeah,
And that's
I mean,
that's a lot of what's missing. Like you said, just people don't appreciate the grind anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
And this is why I respect anybody that's a Dark Souls or Demon Souls fan. You have to earn to play to win in that game. Trial and error. Learn from your mistakes. I call it a modern game with an 8-bit system mechanic in it. Just because it's a game where like I said, you learn from what you did wrong. Like in Contra, you memorize where all the bullets go.
Yep.
Where all the patterns are at. Demon Souls is no different. It's just 3D.
I think that's actually why Demon Souls, and again, just all of the recent Platinum games in general, Bayonetta, Anarchy Reigns, Metal Gear Rising, hell, even Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
It's not.
Legend of Korra.
Yeah, Legend of Korra was developed by Platinum.
Yep. Yeah, I got it on PS4. It's pretty legit.
Yeah, it is. I was playing it at a buddy's house.
Mm-hmm.
And just even on normal difficulty, that game can get rough. But
well, it is hard, for sure. And I think like as anybody that's like a kid that's playing a Legend of Korra game, because it's a Legend of Korra game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they would definitely have a hard time, and I think it would kind of push a lot of kids away from playing because, oh, Dad, it's too hard, blah blah blah. I can't beat it, But it's really going to be depending on the parents to be like, all right, we'll just play a different game, or why don't you practice, son?
Because I was going to say that's what we did back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
Just put it on casual mode and just let them play around with it.
Look, you had two choices back in the day. You could either play on easy mode or get better. That's it.
Yep. And dude, we didn't have save files. We had a like, hey, you died on 7th stage in Contra, you got to go back to stage 1 and do everything again. Oh my god.
Did a lot of playing through games over again back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you memorized everything. You memorized the pattern, and people think you're like, man, you're a nerd for knowing else. No, I'm not, because I had to play this stage like 8 times. That's why. But hey, check this out. I was just thinking of something. We're talking about Contra, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about Platinum, right?
No, I know where you're going with this.
Which game do you think I'm going to tell you that reminds you of Contra?
Vanquish.
100%. Needs to happen.
Vanquish is dope. Oh my goodness.
A Vanquish like our Contra game that's like Vanquish needs to happen.
That'd be amazing.
Man.
But they have to go old school. I would be so disappointed if they gave us like health bars or things of that nature. They got to do old school.
You know what though? I think the health bars is important, and it's one of those things that's kind of a mainstream thing now that needs to happen because it's 3D. There's a lot of things going on, but I'm not gonna disinclude that, because how about a mode like Dante Must Die where you get killed? I think that's awesome.
Classic mode.
Classic mode. Yep. And man,
you take one bullet. You take one bullet. That's it.
Yep. And or you can get hit 30 times only.
Yeah, I like that too.
And it's game over,
Just old school Konami code 30 lives bullshit.
Yep. Yes.
Yep, I think that would be quite, man. Oh,
yeah.
Contra.
Yes, Nine Ball, Ninja Gaiden, indeed. Dude, that game kicked my behind back in the day.
And you know what? It's proven, and I read it. I read a lot of articles that you can tell. Is that on Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, only 14 out of the 57 people beat the game on Ninja Master.
Really?
Yeah, and they developed it, and they're like, wow, that's how crazy it is.
Well, and that's Sigma too. That's not even the original. The original's harder, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, the original is way harder. I remember that. For
Yeah,
sure.
because there's way more enemies on screen in the Xbox version.
I still remember just that one part of Ninja Gaiden 2 where I'm like, I think it was on the last stage when I'm like marching up the steps toward the final boss, and all these enemies just start swarming the corridor, and I like literally panned the camera around Ryu, took a look at everybody, paused it for a sec, walked over, turned on the CD player, friggin', and I will remember this to my dying day. The song that came up on the CD that I had burned in that CD player was the friggin' Mortal Kombat theme.
Wow.
Unpaused the game, busted out the Vigorian flail, and went to town.
Dude, the Vigorian flail is my favorite weapon in that game.
I'm a big fan of the claws myself.
Claws are dope. The claws are dope, but those flails,
The
man.
instant Izuna drop.
You want style though? Yeah, is Vigorian flail for sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Did we just get even more Asian?
Actually, two Asians.
Two Asian for all y'all. For those of you in the stream chat that haven't been looking through any of my past work on this channel, or even through any of my favorite or featured channels, the dude that just joined the panel is the other half of the gruesome twosome from Two Asian for You, that Asian kid.
What up, everybody?
What's up?
So, you know what? Since you just joined the battle, let's go ahead and have you field some of the earlier questions.
All right.
Let's just say your top three. What are your top three most memorable horror games? It can be anything: survival horror, action, RPGs.
Okay. Top three. First one, Fatal Frame 1. And then, James, can you hear me? All right, cool. Everyone can hear me. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fatal Frame, and then after that, Resident Evil 4, of course. I'm pretty sure a lot of people might have said that already.
Yeah, we were talking about Leon Kung Fu kicking.
Yep. And I'll go with Fear. Fear for the PlayStation 2. Just because that ending left me mouth open, just total what the hell moment.
Oh, dude, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've unfortunately never had the chance to play Fear, so I got to do that.
It's an interesting game. The story will, once you're done playing everything, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Man, that will leave you messed up.
All I know is bloody walls and little kids should not be in the same game.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree too.
I think that's pretty much just general consensus. You know, little hell babies with butcher knives? No.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, that's why freaking Jetta's stage in Darkstalkers 3, the Fetus of God, every time that shit came up, I just had to like look down at the joystick instead of on the screen. I did not care.
Yeah, that stage was confusing. The lack of a better term.
Yeah, we'll go with confusing. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys talked about Fatal Frame, but anything Asian girl related is pretty creepy. You know, she can come out of a well, she can come out of a closet. I don't care. Still scary.
It's like, no, 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 I'm gonna go get me a sandwich. Let's go get some freaking lunch meat slices from the fridge. Oh my god!
Yeah, she can come out of
Any
the
little,
freezer.
any little kids disappearing and reappearing, not good.
Yeah. Especially when your main weapon is a camera, for God's sakes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so we have this ongoing question at Two Asian for you. What's scarier, a baby crying or a baby laughing?
In the dark.
Laughing.
Laughing, definitely.
See? I told you, laughing is creepier. 100%.
No, just there is no debate. Like if you are in someplace dark and you hear a baby or a young child laughing, de-ass the situation quickly.
Shit's about to go down. Shit's about to go down.
Man. So what do you think? What do you think is the next? You know how like they set the benchmark to scary games, and what do you think the next level is now? You think it's gonna be like it has to be Oculus Rift, or do they need to change something in the genre? What do you guys think?
Dude, we were talking about this a little bit earlier. Oculus Rift would definitely be the next step. I don't think I'd play horror games on Oculus Rift now.
Yeah, I think that immersion of the Oculus Rift is some next level horror game stuff.
Well, have you guys played like Five Nights at Freddy's?
No, I haven't had the chance to yet.
No.
Well, okay, but that I think would be great on the Oculus Rift. You know, like the going left and right, accessing buttons and all that stuff, checking the cameras would be crazy.
Oh yeah, something like that or Slender.
Ooh, yep.
But
Yeah, I think Omni said it best. Don't play Outlast.
No. Absolutely not.
no Outlast Rift, sir. That's not happening.
There's a lot of those games out in the market right now, though. Like all those games where you're put in a horrible situation, and all you have is night vision. The battery runs out, and that's a lot of that.
Yeah, dude. And you have to go and find batteries and things of that nature.
Yeah.
No, man, not on Oculus Rift, dude. No.
It's like, come on, man. Who leaves batteries in weird places all over this place? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah, and then you have these guys running around with their private parts hanging out. Nah, man, I don't need to see all that in first person. Not that kind of first person, at least.
Nah, that is quite all right.
I think.
Oh wait. In the YouTube chat, Prelicid just came up with something even worse. Not just kids crying or laughing, but singing nursery rhymes.
Oh yeah.
Man. Yeah.
That's creepy to begin with.
Ring around a Lucy? Nope.
1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. Fuck that shit.
Yeah. Just burn the whole town down.
Hi, yes. Can I get one with a side of extra nah?
Hell no.
Just add some nope sauce to it. We're good. Oh.
Yeah, Pretty Lucid said something quite interesting. It's a lot of things that make a game scary. Of course, like I said, immersion is very important, and I think the Oculus Rift does a good job immersing you in the game.
Mhm.
But the one thing that, as a film enthusiast, is like sometimes it's the sounds and the soundtrack that helps put you in the game in the right mood. Because can you imagine playing like Outlast and having like Elvis playing in the background? or it's not scary. It's like weird and funny. Yeah. The tension building is important, but when you have like stuff like that happening in the background, it's like well, it's just ruining the moment.
Wow. Now I'm trying to picture every other horror game that I have ever played with some friggin' blue suede shoes going on.
No, you got the song I'm looking for is "I'm All Shook Up."
Oh man, yo, I'm all shook up while playing Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, exactly. See, like if you
better
if you
yet.
play Eternal Darkness and put like the soundtrack to the game while you're playing it, it's creepy. You're playing "I'm All Shook Up" with Elvis while you're playing the game. It's ironic.
Or playing that during Resident Evil 3.
Oh, I'm in tears.
I have to do that now. I have to do that now. I have to get my hands on a copy of Resident Evil 3.
Dude.
Though,
With how random that game is, it would definitely fit.
Or wait, no, even better. Playing something like Fallout with Boyz II Men.
Oh, damn.
Yo, Motown Philly Wasteland. Dude, I would just die.
Start singing "End of the Road" while you're playing.
Yo,
Or-
that's my jam.
That's my jam too.
Or hell, just going back to playing friggin' what was it? Playing Code Veronica X. That girl is poison.
Yeah.
See, no. You see, this is all that Asian kid's fault. And for those of you that want a little background, all right. Full disclosure, at the arcade where I work at, that Asian kid's my boss.
Yup.
And on Tuesday mornings when we're, doing the early prep and counting up all the money we made over the week, this jackass decides to fire up Pandora on his cell phone and start bumping straight up 90s music. We're talking Belle Biv DeVoe, old school Will Smith, Biz Markie.
Pretty much anything from the old jock jams.
Sounds like a
I
good day
think
to
we
me.
went through like half the Saints Row the Third soundtrack because most of it's just like licensed 80s and 90s music.
Yep.
I swear, the one Tuesday where we finished everything up, and
Louis Armstrong or
yes, yeah, freaking. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. That just ended the day right there. Everything else was a blur.
Yep. My cell phone has impeccable timing sometimes.
Or like once we finish it, or like once we're actually getting ready to open everything up, and I like come walking back into the office right as freaking "You Got the Touch" starts playing.
Yep. Stan Bush.
Oh, damn it! My head's starting to hurt now from all this laughing.
Yeah, man, scary.
Yo,
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay, there we go. Something happened with my mic a moment ago.
Everything still looks good on my end.
Okay, cool.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for that exert hype.
Yes. Oh God, this apartment needs more Guilty Gear. Needs it.
Like, I don't know. It's finally coming to fruition of playing like Naruto Ninja Storm quality cutscenes with like anime style fighting game.
It's about time.
So I mean, JoJo is a good try, But it's good to see like a legit anime fighting game with like some really nice quality cutscenes, just like Naruto.
Oh wait, Mello just brought up one other thing in the stream chat. What about I'll be sure?
Either that or the song "Never Gonna Give You Up" could play when the big guy's chasing you in Outlast.
No.
No, that's Nemesis, man.
Yeah, that too. Definitely.
Straight up getting Rick rolled while getting socked in the back of the head and shot with a rocket launcher.
I don't want any of that.
So I remember my friend had a Pro Action Replay for PlayStation,
Mhm.
and he hacked Resident Evil 3 to play as Carlos the whole time.
What?
Word.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a scene in the original game where Jill is holding Carlos. So
is
in the
Carlos
game,
holding Carlos?
Carlos is holding Carlos. And I was like, and I walked in on him, and I was like, "What the hell are you playing?" And I was like, "Why is he holding himself?"
Wow.
Even in context, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Oh man. Speaking of other characters in Resident Evil, did you guys have any idea that Lewis could kill you in Resident Evil 4?
What?
He could?
Like, you can shoot.
See, me and my friend, we enjoy the numerous montages that are made of DSP.
Okay.
And
Alright.
every time we watch one of his videos, we find out something new that we never knew could happen in video games that we've grown up enjoying or just games that we've played in general. So apparently, if you have terrible aim and you shoot Lewis enough time, you know, when you're in the house and you're having to board it off and hold off the horde of zombies from coming in
Yeah.
the house? Yeah. Well, apparently, if you have terrible aim and you shoot Lewis enough times, he'll shoot you and kill you.
Wow.
I had no idea.
I'm speechless.
That's
We were
impressive.
too. We were too. We were like, wait a minute.
You know, that just shut me up.
Did Lewis kill Leon? We rewound the thing like 3 or 4 times trying to figure out why did this happen. Turns out he was shooting him in the back too much.
He just turns around like, "Stop it, asshole!" Pow, dead.
It's unbelievable. But yeah, we're not gonna talk about DSP. But I thought that was I thought that was an interesting fact to bring up about Resident Evil 4.
Now I'm actually gonna have to do that. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
On my own, just throw in Resident Evil 4. Like, all right, Lewis, let's do this, and then just have a good old laugh.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. You want to find out something that you never thought could happen? Yo, watch those montages, man.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know what was a real horror story? Watching DSP try to play through Dynasty Warriors 8.
Dude, that video was so racist, man. I couldn't finish it. I watched like 15 minutes of it, and I'm like, okay, nah, this is just ridiculous, and I had to click off of it.
Yeah. Let's just say it gets funnier at around, I think it's like 39 almost 40 minute mark.
Wow.
Dang, that's some commitment.
Dude, apparently, according to my buddy that I was talking about, he apparently got lost trying to find something, and I'm like,
How do you get lost in the Dynasty Warriors game?
exactly. I'm like, yo, wait a minute, how do you get lost? The map is not even that big. I don't know.
Yeah, it's on
DSP.
the right side too.
It's DSP. If there's a will, he'll find a way to fail at it.
If there's
I
a
hope he gets lost on Pull-Out Game when he has to fight Lu Bu.
ahem, no, the freaking like the starting chapter for Wei, Escape from Luoyang, he was he was supposed to be running, and Cao Cao says it right at the beginning. Don't pursue Lu Bu. And this dude turns right around
And goes straight for Lubu.
and he gets straight up. We are talking 1930s, 1940s, LA Noir, Gangster Squad, Gangland style, whacked.
Wow.
He gets it bad.
Yo. I may have to go ahead and stomach this man's shenanigans and watch that video just to see him get wrecked by Lubu.
Oh, it's kind of glorious.
I'm pretty sure someone's brought this up before, but I'm gonna bring it up now just in case no one's ever brought it up. But I was like going through ideas of how to refresh games and how to make it different, and one of them was like Dynasty Wars, but like in a prison setting. And what I mean by that is like having the three
Wait,
kingdoms,
say that one more time?
but instead of like Dynasty Warriors in a prison setting, the three kingdoms like in like certain cells.
I don't even know.
Cell block A, cell
I think that
block
would be
B,
good.
and cell block C. We want our
Lubu
commissary.
Yeah. No, it'd be cell block shoe, dude.
Where's the oath under the peach garden getting held?
Yeah. That's gonna be like in the laundry room.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's gonna be.
Dude, that's wow.
Yeah, hey, you know what? If it needs a reboot, that's an idea.
You want to know the sad part? I'd actually play it.
I would too. I would pay good money for that.
The cover art?
It would just be like, and you know how like old school prisoners have.
Yeah, the sad part, I still play it.
White and green for the shoe.
Oh, jeez.
I have blue jumpsuits for
Okay, you know what? There's got to be at least one. There's got to be at least one character in there who's either like the Guan Yu or the Lu Bu of the game that looks like friggin' Danny Trejo.
So if Blue Boo's in the game, he's gonna be.
All I know, he's gonna be in like the like courtyard lifting weights all the time.
He's gonna be Debo? Or, not Debo, what was Terry Crews' character? Friday.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but it sounds like something really weird is going on either
Yeah.
with mics or with my sound.
It seems like the stream may be off. I'm not sure.
No, it says we're still live. It's still going.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds like a sound
Wow.
issue. Like Ace will say something, and then it'll be like a moment of silence. And then GQ Asian dude will start talking.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Or like when either one of you two actually, like when either one of the Asians actually talks, it's like you guys are like really far away and it's delayed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, that actually came in pretty clear.
Yeah, I can't hear them at all now.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, yours is like really late.
Oh.
Like you just said that and then waited like 3 seconds and then finally said. Probably the internet.
Yeah, it's like laggy or something.
Yeah, like right now.
So, anyway, we were talking Shawshank Muso. And yeah, it looks like we're having.
Yeah. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you're still coming in fine.
Okay. Cause I thought it was my computer being funny for a second.
Guys, what happened?
It's lonely.
It's too black in here.
Uh-oh.
But now that I'm thinking about it, though, wow, we're already at the 3-hour mark.
Oh wow, I wasn't even paying attention to the time.
Yo, time flies when you're talking games, man.
Word.
But hopefully we'll actually be able to clear things up with the others. Yo, GQ, Asian Kid, are you guys still?
I can hear you guys. What about, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Or at least I can.
Yeah, I got you, but what about James?
James is upstairs right now, so I think he's checking the router still.
Ah, that might have probably been the issue then.
Okay, but yeah, like everything's still sounding all right, no craziness.
Yeah, you sound good now.
All right, all right.
I am now gonna have that stuck in my head for the rest of the day, though.
What's that?
The Prison Dynasty Warriors.
No, oh yeah. That and the ironic songs that played during survival horror games.
But wait. What would red hair be then?
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I'm trying to picture that now. What would hmm. Hold up, somebody's typing. Who typing?
Sorry, it was me.
I was about to say, were you like getting ready to put a link in the stream chat or something?
No. I was just replying to someone who sent me a message.
Oh my God! Someone took it way back. Oh, Nineball took it way back in the day, talking about back when Event just went off on DSP.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he kind of deserved it at that point. From the way he's been acting. I mean, honestly, with the way he acts, it wouldn't surprise me if someone caught him on the street and just, went off on him. So, I mean, I don't understand how people can get online and act so reckless like that, especially towards a people group. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so like what happened with DSP? Or what event happened exactly?
Well, you know how he is about video games. Everything is not his fault, but not just that. But like when he plays fighting games, he's totally disrespectful to whoever he's playing against, and the jokes that he makes are really insensitive, especially when it comes to race. And so that's why I'm saying, you know, you better be careful, man, because some people like to take matters into their own hands, and if somebody caught him on the street and felt some type of way, uh, he could get beat up pretty bad. So,
Okay, all right, I
you know,
see.
yeah.
But we'll give it a couple minutes for we'll give it a couple minutes for him to come back downstairs from dealing with the routers.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, just December 16th cannot get here fast enough.
What's going on the 16th?
Ah, that's when Guilty Gear comes out.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I want it. I want it.
Dude, I'm waiting on December 2nd to get here, man. Kingdom Hearts
That's that
2.5. Yeah.
Sadly, I haven't played any game from that series.
Oh man, you gotta check it out, dude.
Yeah, that's what a lot of my friends are telling me.
Yeah, man, you won't regret it. Like I know it sounds cheesy, like Kingdom Hearts characters and Disney characters together in the same game. What is this nonsense? But it's actually really good.
Well, for me, it just felt like a really daunting task since there are so many games for Kingdom Hearts, and well, up until the master mixes for the PS3, they were all over different consoles and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's always been the one thing I've never really cared for about Kingdom Hearts is how they've spread out a lot of their games on different consoles. So it made it hard to keep up with intricate details of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the only thing. But yeah, with the 1.5 and 2.5 remasters, the games that are in there pretty much fill in the majority of the plot. So I think if you were to play those, you wouldn't be too lost.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
This will actually give me a chance to sit down and really play through, because I'd only played through the entirety of 1 and didn't really get very far in 2.
Yeah,
Isn't
dude.
2 one of the, or I don't know, I have a friend that's really into it, and he's 2 is the best one.
I definitely would agree with that. 2 has been by far the best one. Followed really closely by Birth by Sleep, which will also be on 2.5 as well. 2 was phenomenal. That's my favorite one personally.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm just when it comes to Kingdom Hearts and all that stuff, I have a whole bunch of friends that cosplay from the game and all that stuff, and they're always like, "Oh, you don't know anything about the series? Just go in there." Just haven't had the time to do it.
Yeah. Well, I would definitely recommend if you don't play all of the games at least play 1 and 2, because a lot of people played. Okay, the games released like this. It was Kingdom Hearts 1 that came out, and then you had Chain of Memories, which basically took the events that happened in Kingdom Hearts 1 and expanded on that a little bit further.
Okay.
And then you have Kingdom Hearts 2. But I think what Kingdom Hearts 2 does, it does a well enough job to fill in plot holes, if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely play the first 2 and see what you think. The first one, I would say it's aged well, but certain aspects of it haven't aged too well. But the second one is definitely a classic. I think that game is timeless.
Oh, wow.
Yo, a 9-ball. I'm just making you so heated tonight.
Oh man. Okay, it's 4 o'clock over here. And sorry, just trying to keep an ear out real quick just in case we might actually start getting trick-or-treaters anytime soon.
Right.
We don't have any candy for the kids. Soy sauce and sriracha shots.
Wow, that's dirty. That's dirty. See, this is why we can't have nice things. We give our kids sriracha shots. Excuse me.
We live in a diverse ethnic neighborhood. They would appreciate that.
Wow. Just, Mommy, what is this? Oh my God!
Wow, man. That's dirty.
Delicious.
I'm telling you, leave those sriracha shots alone. What's sriracha? Don't do it.
Don't put it in your mouth.
No.
I can't help it. That's it.
But you know what? Seeing as how it is getting later, and well, again, we've already hit the 3.25 hour mark. I'd say this might be a good time to just go ahead and, at the very least, end part 1 right here. Hopefully, with everyone's schedules clearing up tomorrow for part 2, we'll be able to have even more people on the panel, and have more people actually be able to stick around. I'm pretty much planning on starting the stream because I'm working from 10 to 2 tomorrow. I'm pretty much planning on starting this at like 4 o'clock Pacific, so where you are, it'd be around 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, I'll be starting it around this time tomorrow.
Awesome. Hopefully I'll be able to get home early enough. I'm not sure because I'm having trouble with transportation at the moment, and I gotta work tomorrow. So if I get back in enough time, just DM me the link, and if I get back in enough time, I'll hop on.
Definitely. And what about you, boss? Are you gonna be? Oh wait, you're gonna be out in Seattle, aren't you?
No, pretty much we're having my bro come here up from Tacoma, so we'll be here.
Oh. Okay, because I remember us talking about my scheduling on Saturday anyway.
Yeah. But yep, we'll be around.
So who knows? I might probably be able to get you guys to join in too.
Yep.
All right, so that means we may actually be having a Saturday edition of Gamer Talk, which, hell, sounds good to me. So until then, I want to go ahead and thank all you guys that showed up when you did. It was great chewing the fat with you guys again, especially talking about just awesome horror stuff, seeing as how this is Halloween. So speaking of creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky, and altogether ooky, I'm gonna go watch some Addams Family and then start playing Shadow Hearts.
Nice.
Awesome.
Or you can play Addams Family.
That too. Could maybe like find a ROM for the SNES or something.
Play
But
Nightmare on Elm Street. Beat it with one life.
I'll try. I don't know how well that's gonna go over. Hell, it'll probably go over as well as a house on fire. But until next time, until tomorrow, again, thanks to the panel, thanks to everybody that jumped in on the chat. This your man, Blazing Ace Nelson. Y'all know how we do it. I'm gonna put the hashtag in the YouTube chat for you as well. Work hard, aim harder. We'll catch you next time, folks.
Later, guys.
Peace. Thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely.